minutes. All right, we are all set up. Let's get this intro going.
Good evening, everyone. The highlights of the news: traffic accident. Run. Beaver County man being held for murder. Is more later.
What's going on, y'all? You're tuning in to the highest rated, most listened to podcast to ever grace the airwaves, and you're a better person for listening to us. All right, maybe not, but you're really going to enjoy it anyways. This is Made to Motivate podcast, and we'll be talking social media hot topics, pop culture news, the greatest in movies and music, and all things sports. Make sure you're following us on social media at Made to Motivate podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you can watch the show on our YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, and with that being said, let's get this show started. What is going on, guys? Made to Motivate podcast. This is season 3, episode 9. This is your host, Ryan Weiss, and we've got a fallen soldier. Jesse Young is not with us today, unfortunately, for our special Veterans Day episode, but I am joined, as always, by Christopher the Film Freak Kessinger.
What's going on, sir?
How is it going? And then we have a special guest with us. So Dan Weiss is going to be here hanging out with us for a little bit. We're going to do Made to Motivate segment. He does military history presentations, and he has a YouTube channel. He does MRE, like taste testings and military history and all kinds of good stuff. Also a vet. What was your title? Were you a lieutenant? Well, we always called you Lieutenant Dan, but I don't remember what your actual private.
I was a specialist as a medic.
I don't know what any of that means, but we always joke Lieutenant Dan, obviously from Forrest Gump. But I'm like, that's probably pretty high up, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And
above your pay grade.
That was definitely above my pay grade.
Specialist Weiss. So yeah, Dan's on, and we'll have our normal show, but we're going to kick off with Made to Motivate and go over some cool stuff that he does. What's going on with you though, Chris, since last week? Anything new, exciting?
Man, I'll tell you, like this was basically just my chill weekend, I should say. Saturday I did a little running around, but it wasn't anything crazy. Just got my Christmas shopping started.
Oh wow. Okay.
But Sunday it was in all day. I was celebrating a win that we'll get to later.
Yeah.
And then, went through misery on Sunday.
It's not the Cowboys.
It's damn sure not the Cowboys. What about you?
Not much, actually. I kind of chilled like you.
Mm-hmm.
Helped Dan out a little bit on his shed. He had a bonfire, went over there and hung out for a little bit.
Cool.
Been working on this wedding video I need to get done.
Was that the one you posted?
I'm in the process. No, the one that from yesterday.
Yeah.
That's one that I did last year. That was their anniversary. I always like share their videos of their photography album on the anniversary of their weddings, just kind of like a thank you thing. This is the one that it's almost a month at this point. I always say like 4 to 6 weeks turnaround time on those. So I'm getting close. I got to get it done. But so I've been working on that. Outside of that, nothing too exciting. Survived the election.
Yeah.
We're all here safely as of right now.
It ain't technically even over yet.
No, it's not. We still have states at 96% and 98%. I don't think Ohio's finished counting yet.
Nope, 98.
So yeah, nothing too crazy. Great weather. Oh, I finished the shoe shelves that are behind Chris. Finally. I started those back when I started the deck, and then the deck kind of took over. We had such a beautiful weekend. I finally finished those. So they're done with the exception of the lighting. I got to get the lighting underneath of them. They're plexiglass and they'll light up underneath. But so that was nice to get something accomplished.
That's going to look tight on camera.
Yeah, it'll be real nice. I'm going to do like the color changing, like the Philips LED, like strip lighting. And then there's like an app. So you can like make them like go to music, or you can make them do different colors. So it'll definitely be like a cool backdrop piece for recording on the show.
For sure.
Other than that, not much. Dan, anything exciting? Do you do anything this weekend? Dan is a man of many things like me. He does lots of different hobbies and stuff. So
it's a Weiss trait. I
think.
Nice. Well, with the weather being nice, got some farm tasks done.
Yeah.
Did some mowing up the hayfield, getting rid of some weeds and stuff with that on Saturday. And nothing overly exciting, really.
Yeah.
We made some lotion, goat's milk lotion.
I saw that.
That's something we sell from the farm. So
very cool.
Yeah, stayed busy. It was beautiful weather. It's going to be snowing probably anytime now.
I was
so.
going to ask that. So like you're getting ready for winter, obviously it's in November now. So like, does that change your plans any in terms of farming? Like when it goes back to 70-degree days out of nowhere?
You know, I started getting ready for the cold weather, you know, probably a couple of weeks ago, you know, thinking it was going to settle in just for the livestock so that way they're set up for the cold. But yeah, when you get these random, you know, Indian summer type days, you got to get out there and get some stuff done if you can.
Take advantage of what you can. You can see some of that farming stuff on Dan's page as well. It's on YouTube. It's Dan MHCP 90. That's the YouTube name. He posts MRE videos, some farming videos, the history stuff. There's a lot of cool things on there.
Yeah, check it out.
So outside of the military stuff, you're like a farm tech. Is that what you would call it? Farm.
Yeah. So dairy service is primarily what we do, but we take care of all kinds of farms, but primarily working on dairy equipment.
Yeah.
So
Dan does that, and then he has his own micro farm. It's R&D micro farm on Facebook, and livestock, and they sell what do they call it? Cottage goods.
Cottage goods. So those are anything you can make at home.
Yeah.
Legally, you know. So we do fudge, we do the soaps and lotions and jams, all that type
of
stuff.
Nice. So he's got a lot of cool stuff. I mean, I guess with that, we might as well just get right into to motivate. We can talk about a little bit more. We can get into the MRE, get a little bit more detail on some of the stuff that he's got going on.
Yep.
All right.
Just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it. Make your dreams come true. Just do it.
You know, like hiss.
That's the best sound
Sponsored
in the world.
by LaCroix. Not really, but if you want to sponsor us, I'd be happy. They're not great, but
it's refreshing.
I'll take a sponsorship. Yeah, they're refreshing. These have been in the fridge for probably like 6 months.
I should try.
They're good. They're good to 21.
Yeah, I mean, it's just water.
But like if I'm super desperately like quenched or parched, like I was working on the deck or the shelves outside in the sun and I had nothing to drink and I cracked one and it was like refreshing, but I wouldn't like go out of my way to.
It's better than Army water buffalo water, which is big trailer. They bring water out and usually highly chlorinated.
Yeah,
tastes like, you know, pool water.
Sounds awful.
Yep.
So yeah, what got you? So let's hear a little backstory about the military history presentations and like what you've got going on, and like what got you into that.
Sure. Yeah. So I started collecting historical military artifacts, probably in 4th or 5th grade.
Yeah, just a long time ago.
Yeah, like so 20 years now. I found a helmet in a barn. Loft of a barn, and people said I could have it, and just kind of sparked my interest in collecting. You know, when I was in high school, I'd bring stuff in to history class, and I just realized YouTube was a good outlet to share my 20 plus years of collecting and kind of my passion for history and honoring veterans.
Yep.
And that history. So
it's pretty awesome because it's like, you know, because you said with YouTube and everything, like nobody would ever know that kind of collection, you know, without that kind of outlet.
Yeah.
And that's pretty sweet. What would you say, aside from the helmet, obviously, what would you say triggered your interest in history?
Pardon me. I don't know. I always just found it fascinating, the stories, and just how it relates to our history. It's, you know, as humans, and you know, it was also a family connection. You know, my grandfather was a medic in Korea.
Oh, wow.
In the Army. I never got to meet him. He passed away before I was born. So that was just learning more about that was kind of a way to, you know, connect to that.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah. But there's just so much you can learn about people from and how we interact, and how that impacts how we live and everything from history. So that's just kind of, if you understand, it's important to understand that and remember things that have happened.
Yeah,
I agree. I told you guys, I think it was around Halloween or the week leading up, some of the stories that we had because of some of the things he collects and some of the weird things that we think might have come with them. I was telling them the story about how mom used to have the daycare and the kids wouldn't go in the room in the White House, and and they would just stand on the edge and like look in, and we're like,
oh yeah, there was Alex who had said, told my mom once, there's down at the end of the hallway where my bedroom was, she said, there's I think it was Miss Nene.
Yeah.
There's a man down at the end of the hallway.
Yeah.
So there was.
They wouldn't cross the bedroom threshold. Like they wouldn't go over the line between the hall and the door to his bedroom. They would just stand there and stare in there. And I mean, I'm talking like if you go on the YouTube and look, or even on Facebook, it's military history presentations. If you go on there and look, I mean, it was hardcore stuff. I mean, I'm talking full uniforms, head to toe, like from war, like some of them you have ones with like bullet holes in them, or like, I mean, like legit stuff. Like, so we're like, maybe there's something that came with them. It is real interesting. So wild stuff. But yeah, so you have all that going on, which is really cool. Both my brothers served. So there's, that's one thing that I don't regret, but like I always had interest in serving. And at the time that you guys really got in, I was in a serious relationship and I was kind of like, I found it hard to like make that jump, like with something going on. But like Dan said, there's so much you can learn. I think it's a very rewarding thing to do. Like I think anybody that has served or does serve, like that's something that like, I'm sure what you take away from that is really rewarding. And you can learn so much, like you said, like where we are today, like where our culture is, the history of us going forward, our presidency, all that, like the stuff that Dan goes over and where we originated from, like where we came from, like, cause you've done videos on, Vietnam, World War I, World War II, like civil wars, everything. There's a lot of really cool history there.
Yeah. There's a lot of inspiration, I think people now take a lot of things for granted, and
for sure
we haven't in our generation really, maybe up until now with COVID, really endured any real challenges like people in World War II did.
We've got it very easy.
Yeah, exactly. But just you look at the things that some people overcame, whether it was people in the Holocaust or just individual soldiers in the face of battle, the things that as humans were capable of overcoming. That's just gives you inspiration to face everyday challenges.
And especially even like the medical field, like how far advanced it's come, since those days. I mean, essentially when you'd get something that by today's standards we'd laugh through, right? You'd be a goner pretty much,
right?
A lot of that advancement in medical technology came through the military. So
yeah, that's true.
I think about that stuff. I'm like, even just wars or like weaponry and stuff from back then and now, like I can't imagine being in a war back in the day where you were fighting with like metal balls and freaking bayonets and stuff and going to war like face to face with people and then trying to like be a medic to take care of them. Like that'd be so awful. Like now it's just like, just blow me up. Like just let me go quick. I don't want to freaking be like bayoneted or blown open with a bunch of balls in my body. And like, it's awful, man.
And then you look at something like what you do, like photography and all that. Like if you were just there to, photograph what was going on, you've got to be with those men in the trenches every day. Like you're seeing what they see, you're going through what they go through,
That's one thing I always found interesting too, is the like war code, like medics and like journalists and photographers and stuff were like not to be bothered. Like they were there to document. And like you've got two countries of people like out here just blowing each other up and killing each other, but they're like, oh, he's got a camera, he's cool, we'll let him be all right. Like the fact that people honored that is interesting.
It is chivalry. It's an old chivalrous thing to honor medical personnel and
which I get, which is a respectful thing. It's just so weird to think about. Like you got two countries that completely hate each other, but they still have enough restraint that they're not going to kill the guy that's got the Red Cross on him or that's got the camera in hand,
Shit, if you're on the battalion, grab you a camera, man, and go out there.
I'm just going to keep it in my backpack. Just have it up like this while I'm shooting at people. Just shooting shots, man.
Yeah, put a gun right next to it.
Yeah. Good Lord. So so a lot of cool stuff. I'll make sure it's linked in the page. As far as like the Facebook and YouTube, and you can check out some cool videos on there. So Dan he brought an MRE, or a meal ready to eat. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
So this one, I'll let Dan explain what it is. He'll kind of go over basically like what his YouTube is. We have the camera set up here, as you can see. He's going to prepare it for us. We're going to try it. So I'll let him kind of take it from here. And if you want to go over what it is and just kind of explain it, and we'll get that going. And we're going to all try it out.
Yeah. So on the channel, in addition to, uniforms, weapons, we also check out rations, and that's kind of cool. From a standpoint of, you get to see what soldiers eat.
Yep.
And we sometimes do foreign rations, so you get to see what other militaries eat
Some
and
nasty stuff.
yeah, and experience like different cultural foods. That's kind of why I like the rations to that extent.
Yeah.
But you know, it makes you appreciate what you get to eat every day as a regular person.
Yep.
When you see these, so this MRE is actually from 1999, but they're designed to have a long shelf life if they're stored right. So
21 years old.
The age of
Let's see how
pop
this
music.
goes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean Backstreet Boys were
Yeah.
on the charts when this thing was made.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and open it up.
Cool.
And get it going here.
Yeah, let's take a look and see what we got. I've done a couple of these with Dan before, where he films these over at his house, and man, some of these things are just like, I mean, it's just like a can of just meat.
Mhm.
It's like a log.
Mhm.
And then like, I mean, because he's done some like from like Lithuania and
Yeah.
like Russia and just like, oh
And that was going to be
God.
my next question. Is there like a country's rations that you find are superior, like far superior than everybody else's?
Believe it or not, yeah, a lot of the European rations, with the exception, like, I don't want to put anyone down, the Eastern European rations are definitely a little more basic, kind of more like old world food.
Yeah.
England has some really excellent rations, and Poland, believe it or not, there's pretty high quality. Germany, U.S. is pretty good, but there are actually some better ones than what the U.S. offers. So. But predominantly the way the U.S. MRE is laid out is it's meant to be a single ration, and you'd get 2 to 3 of these for a day. And it's meant to be able to just be eaten on the go. If you have time, you can kind of get fancy with it. But normally when we were eating these, you didn't have a lot of time, so you just kind of scarf down what you could.
So my thing is, and obviously, like, I know the taste isn't great,
Right.
but if you are, I mean, you got to think. So most of our wars have been in the Middle East. So you're out with, what is it, 100 pounds of gear, 50 pounds? What is like a full gear setup weigh?
Oh, I mean, you know, it depends on what your job is,
True.
but you know, you're wearing a vest with plates in it that weighs close to, you know, probably 15 pounds.
Yeah.
You're carrying, you know, at least 120 rounds of ammunition, 4 quarts of water. So, you know, a lot of weight.
So you're lugging this around in the desert, and you got to stop to eat in the heat in 100-some degree weather. And this is what you got to take out your plastic bag of food.
Yeah.
And this is what you sit down to enjoy.
Yep. Well, and a lot of times what they do is they call it field strip it. So
Yeah.
you take it out of the pack, and then you just kind of stuff the individual components in your cargo
your bag.
pockets or
Okay.
your pack, so you could kind of munch on
As you
things
go
and
along.
Yep.
Okay, that's cool.
So we'll see what our
Yeah, let's see what we
contents are. You never really know exactly what's in them till you open them up. It tells you on the outside. So this is menu 18, which is turkey breast with gravy and potatoes. So we know what
Yum. Happy Thanksgiving,
I was just about to
guys.
say it early
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
it's perfect for November. So usually you get a beverage, and this one has beverage-based powdered grape.
Oh, okay.
And,
We get some grape.
Yeah, great drink.
Grape
Cool.
drink.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Oh, we got a oatmeal cookie chocolate covered. These are like a delicacy in the MRE world.
Okay.
So
I'm
try
down.
Hold on to that one.
that.
This is like doing a shoe unboxing.
Yes, sports bar. So this is probably what later became to be known as a hua bar, which is kind of like a
hoo-ha bar?
a hua bar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a little bit more appropriate.
Yeah, and
A lot of those.
yeah, but they're basically just like a protein bar.
Okay.
But some of them are pretty good.
So how many meals is this one thing supposed to be?
basically one meal.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
So depending,
It's a decent amount of stuff.
it is. I mean, they have a lot of calories.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you're a soldier on the move, so you're meant to eat probably about 3 of these a day, which about 3,000 or so calories.
Okay.
Or you might get supplemented with actual
Yeah.
regular food. So
Got it.
got some vegetable crackers. These things
Oh.
are kind of
Sounds not awesome.
yeah, they're not that great. Peanut butter fortified. Now the peanut
For
butter,
the vegetable crackers?
yeah, it's a weird combo.
Yeah.
Spread.
I don't know. You know, it's like, who thought of that? Why would you put
Peanut butter on vegetable crackers.
cheese spread on vegetable crackers, right? And there's usually like jalapeno cheese spread, bacon cheese spread.
Who
So-
wrote this menu fucked up?
Yeah, you know, the people at Natick Soldier Systems came up with this.
Now, what goes into making these? And like, what kind of effort are you going to do and show us?
So really, beyond the only thing that you really heat up is the entree in most cases, which you have this little
weird bags, right?
You have what's called a flameless ration heater.
Oh, okay.
You add water and then you slip your entree pouch into this, and then the chemical reaction between the water and the packet in here heats up.
It's like a portable microwave.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
It's wild.
because we're in a confined space, we're not going to use that. Also, really usually didn't have time to use that.
Yeah.
It takes like 10 minutes or so for this.
Yeah.
So you just kind of eat it and go. And as Ryan pointed out, if you're in the desert, it's already hot anyway.
Yeah.
So
is it confined space just because it doesn't let off some kind of reaction?
it puts off a gas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's good to know.
Yeah. So, I mean, and when they get old, they are even slower.
Yeah. 20 years from now.
Yeah. So
shoot, I was going to ask you something now. I can't remember what it was. Oh, when did they start issuing those and stop doing, like, I see you do videos where they use like those Espit stoves. Okay. When did these, like, do you know when these kind of became a thing?
So the MRE was first introduced in 1980.
Okay.
Prior to that, they had what was called like C rations. It was officially called the Meal Combat Individual. But those came in those little cans.
Yeah.
So you see like they ate in the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
And those were phased out in the 80s for the MRE.
Okay.
So
those are real old ones when you're doing those.
Oh yeah,
they're like these little. So it's like flat, right? When you first get it, then you have to like build it.
Oh, the little
Espit things.
Yeah, and those are still in a lot of foreign rations because they still use the cans.
So it's like a little aluminum tray.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's flat, and then you have to like build it basically, and it's a little, and you put
it's like a little heater tab. You light it, little fuel tab, and then you can heat your water or anything.
It's like a campfire little cook thing you would buy, but these are like old ass ones, and you like build it yourself and fold, and then you can put your pots on it, and it's real wild to see. It's cool to see when you do those videos with those. I like it.
All right, so
well, let's dive in.
Let's dig in. We'll start out with this sports bar. Let's see what this is about.
I guess we could just pass that around. We'll save the plates and stuff.
So
we doing like one at a time. Like
we'll try.
Go through it and try them out.
All right, cool.
So it's in this interesting, just generic, unmarked silver packaging, and we'll go ahead and crack that open. Okay. So this looks like,
look at that.
It's like a chocolate covered granola bar. I'm going to break a little piece off and then I'll just pass it around.
It doesn't look awful.
No. Now, anytime you're testing a vintage ration, I always recommend that you just take a small bite and before you swallow it, because
it doesn't smell bad.
Most of the time this stuff's fine, but every once in a while you get one where something went funky. So
take a bite of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try it together.
Yep.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay. Yep. So that's just like a typical.
It's like a rice patty kind of
like it tastes like your typical sports protein bar, like you'd get it like
a Cliff Bar.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty much what it is.
It's a little stale. It's kind of chewy.
It is.
Like not intentionally chewy.
With milk, I would dig that.
Yeah, it's not bad.
No high energy.
That's not awful.
Okay, it's just expired, like you said.
Yeah, it's got 210 calories and it had 4 grams of fat in it. So, I mean, it's going to give you some energy. This would be a good, you're on the go and need a snack,
I got a bad feeling this is as good as it gets.
Right. Yeah, but when this is not old, like if this was fresh,
it'd be all right.
It's very similar to a Cliff Bar, which they're not bad.
No.
They're energy bars, protein bars.
Yep.
Cool. That's not bad.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, like you said, it's probably downhill from here. So we're going to start with these vegetable crackers after that.
This is the one this and the turkey. I'm like,
did you save any of this?
No.
Should have saved yourself some.
That's true.
So
you need it to.
The regular crackers are actually pretty good. These vegetable ones are, I don't know if you've ever had a vegetable like party cracker from the store. It's pretty much what they taste like.
Does it taste like veggie fries?
Kind of. Here, I'll pass one over to you guys.
It's the body of Christ.
Yeah, they are. They're these flat crackers.
Jesse, you're missing out on the breaking of the bread. We don't have any wine for you, though. I'm sorry. Give Chris some of this. This is like matzah.
You sure?
I want to share.
Of course, then you got to have some of the fortified peanut butter with it. So I'll pass that over. The MRE peanut butter is actually pretty good.
So for you guys that are listening and not watching, we've got The cracker's not awful.
No, it's not bad.
Oh, you tried it already?
There was a little piece that broke off that I tried.
What is these little like dots? Like these?
That's vegetables.
Is
It's
it?
fresh
Okay.
veggies.
It's little bits of dried vegetable in there. Yep.
So for our listeners, we've got what equates to a Cliff Bar. It's kind of dense. Seems like a little bit stale.
I like it.
It's not. It's honestly not awful. If it wasn't 21 years old, it
Yeah.
probably would not be super bad.
I agree.
I mean, Bill Clinton was president when that was processed. So
that just makes it taste better.
We've got a
Nothing like scandal.
quote unquote veggie cracker. It's just looks like a saltine, and then it's got some dots on it that I guess would equate to the vegetables.
it's kind of like the little bits of vegetable and a veggie cream cheese or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then a tube of peanut butter.
I don't like the smell, but the taste, it's not bad.
Peanut butter lasts forever. And if you watch one of the videos on the channel, there's one where I open up a can of peanut butter from a 1960s ration.
Oh,
Totally fine.
is it?
Oh, and we forgot
Go
about-
check out his most recent video. He makes eggs from powder, and it is
So
nasty.
So one of the coolest things that came in the MREs up until a few years ago was the tiny bottle of Tabasco sauce and in the accessory package.
Oh,
This
look at
one's
that.
still good. I'll leave that here as a little souvenir.
Very cool.
Now they chinsed out and they put it in like a ketchup packet. It's kind of disappointing. So you always get an accessory packet too, which has your matches, your Tabasco, usually some Taster's Choice coffee, which is probably no good anymore. Your butt ration, which is a tiny roll of toilet paper.
Hold on to that, guys.
Yep, got to have that. Of course, MREs do have a tendency to kind of plug you up, so you don't need a lot of toilet paper.
What does that wipe? Half an ass?
One cheek.
Yeah, I mean, it equates to
You get one of those in each meal,
in each meal.
so you get one wiping per meal.
So we'll check it out. We'll see.
Just hold on to your poops. You add them all up.
I mean, it equates to a decent amount of.
This is
toilet
not
paper.
bad.
Yeah,
I like it.
I mean, peanut butter and vegetables kind of a weird combo, but it's not bad.
yeah. So you see, I mean, you
I
get,
would have liked some jam.
it's a decent amount of TP.
I got a couple of squares. Can you spare a square?
Yeah,
I can't spare a
Gonna
square.
share a square.
You're getting your own square.
So
That was my Seinfeld plug, but Jesse's not here for it.
So next on our list, we have the oatmeal cookie chocolate flavored.
This I'm
coating.
looking forward
I
to.
want to see this. Yeah.
So, you got to use the millet. That's how it's labeled on the packaging, just so you know. Militarily says interesting nomenclature. So these things have been in MRE since like since their inception in the 80s. And I don't think they're in there anymore except for very limited. But they're kind of like amongst ration people, a treasure find.
like this is the holy grail.
This is of MRE desserts. This is the holy grail.
Oh.
But you got to get a close up of this, Ryan, because it has like this. They all have this weird
me come over
waxy like
yeah.
coating. The chocolate looks like it's wax, and it's just kind of an interesting
It
item.
does. It looks fake. Like,
Yeah, it doesn't look like it looks like something out of a display.
yeah.
Like that's not real food. Yeah, you got to get a close up of that. Oh, sorry.
Dan's looking forward to this because if this is like the rarity amongst them,
Well, and there's a possibility this isn't good anymore. So I'll take one for the team and try it first.
It looks good.
Come on.
Oh, it's fine. Go
It
ahead.
kind of looks like I think they're
There's
called
another-
tabalongs.
There's another piece here if you want to try.
Oh,
it.
tabalongs. Yeah.
It kind of looks like the Tabalong Girl Scout cookies. Is that the ones that are like the chocolate covered
Mhm.
wafer style?
Oh, that is weird.
It's still fine.
Yeah, that's like God, it's like writing on the damn thing.
It's got a real weird wax.
I was recently disappointed in a video. If you would check it out, I was talking about Scott O'Grady, who was an F-16 pilot, shot down over Bosnia, and the movie Behind Enemy Lines is
Yes,
loosely based on his experience.
as we were talking about the other day about true movies based on true stories.
Yeah. Scott O'Grady actually ended up suing the producers of the movie
Wow.
because of he didn't like how Owen Wilson portrayed him.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Wow.
But any
Wow.
case, I had an oatmeal cookie bar in there out of a survival ration. And those things are really good, except this one was not.
It was awful.
It was rancid. And if anything in one of these is like rancid, it'll just like fill your mouth with this burning, bleachy sensation. So
All right.
It's
Sounds
not
appetizing.
I like this. I
So
think
far, this is not bad.
this is my favorite thing I've had, and I like everything so far.
Yeah. So
I like the cracker.
I honestly have to say my least favorite thing so far, believe it or not, is probably the peanut butter itself. Just because, like, when I bit into it, it was so dry.
Yeah.
it is. It's not like your standard peanut butter. It's a fortified peanut butter, and it's like it's very thick. So next we have diced peaches and heavy syrup.
Ooh.
I like peaches.
So this,
both kinds.
you might want to like have a plate for it because it's just going to be in this retort pouch. But
Here you go.
yep, I'll just kind of get it out on there.
I do say eating this stuff, man, you do need a drink for sure.
Oh yeah,
It's very dry.
we can mix up some grape.
We're gonna
drink.
make our grape soda.
Couple of grape sodas.
Who left? Oh, that's orange. Never mind.
That was my
Oh,
bad.
Oh, there goes your peaches.
almost lost the peaches.
Oh,
Lost
yeah,
his peaches on his
that's-
peaches.
These peaches are looking a little.
See, I wonder how that would be with like the cracker.
Well, you can try it. I'm going to pass it over to
Ryan, I don't know about this, man.
Do you think they're bad?
They're looking a little oxidized.
This has
But-
been the worst presentation
but-
of everything we've got so far.
Oh, they smell a little funky.
Oh, dude.
You have to try them though.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
part of the gig.
All right, hold on. I'll go in first. I got
yeah.
you into
Oh,
this
yeah, we
mess,
got a
so-
fork. Yeah, cool.
So you do get a spoon
Oh, Daniel's got a spoon. I got a fork.
in every MRE, which, you know, basically all this stuff is edible with a spoon.
You sure you don't want to save these to make peach pie with?
Oh, yeah. Actually, you know, if you had a normal cracker in there,
That's enough.
you could like crumble that in there to be like peach cobbler.
That's what I was saying. I think with the cracker, it probably would be not bad. I'm nervous to try it. Daniel does see so on his videos, he goes right in.
Now, and on the channel,
Oh.
I also do the channel with my buddy Nate, who lives out in Colorado now. And Nate will try anything, even things I'm like, nope. Nate goes.
All right,
nowhere.
Chris, we did the hot. We're gonna do it together.
Okay.
You got any cracker left?
No.
I'm doing with some
This
cracker.
stinks so bad, dude.
It's gonna be like when we did the hot sauce.
So what happens is the fruit in these sometimes ferments, but
All right, let's do it.
it tastes fine.
It's not bad. I just need it thicker. Like,
I mean, I wouldn't recommend eating the whole thing.
no.
But it's still edible.
What does that remind me of?
I think it's just starting to. You know, starting to get there.
It's not awful, but it's not great.
No, I mean, I wouldn't eat any more of it.
It's too the consistency I don't like, but like the
If it-
taste's not bad.
It
If
is
it was
mushy.
rancid, it would, you know, it would definitely like burn your throat.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's just starting to get a little weird smell to it. They have always smelled that way, to be honest. I mean, it's government peaches, so
Kind of reminds me of wet carrots. Like when carrots get wet and soggy and you're
Yeah.
like, I don't want them anymore.
probably one of the best things they ever had fruit wise. And
It's
if
not
I
great.
wish I had some. Was in early MREs they had a freeze dried fruit, and it was like that space ice cream you used to get as a kid.
Oh man.
But it was like fruit cocktail, and you could add water to it, but the way to eat it was just dry like space ice cream. It's fantastic.
whatever happened to that?
They did, for some reason in the early 90s they got rid of it, and I don't know why, because it was fantastic.
I can name like 3 other great ice creams from the 90s that they just got rid of. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were my least favorite so far.
Those are your least favorite?
Oh yeah, the peaches were definitely.
Yeah, they're sour.
I still say the peanut butter, honestly.
Over the peaches?
I still say the peanut
I've
butter.
got plenty. You want some?
I can eat this. Like I'll finish this.
Okay, so now we got the
But now we still got turkey and gravy.
this is like
This is gonna be bad.
okay.
Does everybody have a drink, or do we want to make some grape soda first?
We
Now-
Grape juice.
This is probably still totally fine, but you got to consider the fact that we're eating it at room temperature, but that's often how it was. So
We got to do it like they're doing it.
We do.
yeah. So I'll open this thing up.
We're on the run from Osama. There's no time to heat up your turkey. You're just gonna eat it as it is.
That's right. You
Right.
know, happy Thanksgiving here.
Oh,
You got a
God.
separate plate?
I got one.
Okay, because
Got a little peanut butter on it, but
That's all right. You don't want to contaminate
my peaches.
your turkey dinner here with the peaches.
God, this is gonna be bad.
I'm nervous, dude. Oh,
You gotta get
God.
like a
It's like
close
cat
up.
food.
Oh yeah, look at that. You gotta get a little. You definitely got a high def shot.
My cat would walk away from that.
All the potatoes are at the top. So it's pretty interesting.
Also, it's just mushed in there together.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I didn't know layered. Oh my God, it is.
Yeah.
Dude, this, I don't know, man.
You got
Oof.
you got Tabasco if it's terrible. Just remember that.
Although I've been surprised, like everything's looked bad, but has tasted good so far.
All right, nervous for this one.
So it might be all right.
Those potatoes right there. Oh God, there's the loaf.
You got the loaf.
Oh, it's just a loaf.
This your show host.
It's a turkey loaf. Yep, that's it.
Oh God,
Nice loaf of like processed turkey. It's like spam.
we need a knife.
Well, realistically, all you'd have is a spoon, but
I don't care, bro. We'll die together.
ahead.
I don't give a fuck.
Oh God, let's try and cut this up.
go ahead and dig in.
Oh God, you're not having some?
Oh, I guess I'll have.
Yeah, you got to share.
Gotta share the love.
I just want a little bit. I don't want a lot.
Oh, it's all cold and it's like cold spam.
Oh, I hate spam.
Yep. All right, going in. Bill Clinton ear turkey loaf.
You go first. You've probably had it though a million times.
Oh, well,
Let me see your plate.
it's still fine. It just tastes like turkey spam with
Turkey
potatoes.
spam. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, don't get it. I mean, you got nothing to look forward to here.
Yeah, I think this might.
I
be
mean,
Pete the peanut butter.
I was in 4th grade when this turkey became this.
Look at this face. So these are the potatoes, and this is the turkey.
Yep.
Okay, it's strange that I needed that answered.
It kind of all looks the same.
Oh God.
Yep. Well,
Oh, this shit stinks.
Oh God.
we got we kind of like them light a match.
Oh God.
I'm gonna pour my grape drink on it.
There's more oatmeal cookie bar over here if you need something to.
Let me get saddled back up, guys. So for you all that are just listening and not watching, this is an episode I recommend watching.
You gotta take in the full experience.
Over that, just listening. I know some of you guys just listen to the show, but this one you got to see the food. So we're now eating the main course after we've had a imitation Cliff Bar, a vegetable cracker with peanut butter, something similar to like a Tabalong Girl Scout cookie. We've got fermented peaches. Ugh. And now, I mean, it looks like
It does look like turkey. It looks like that box turkey.
it looks like canned cat food. And then old potatoes. Like, I mean, this is just, and it's hard.
It is hard. Now, if you heated it up, it'd be a little better. But realistically, this is as good as it gets.
Yeah, we know.
Did you have some already?
I did. It's fine.
Yeah, Jesse got COVID. Yeah, right.
Dude, it stinks. You ready?
Just hit it with some Tabasco.
I'm going. I got to get it over with.
Now, it's not that bad. Jeez.
I don't like it.
Civilians can't handle the MREs. Well, imagine having to eat these 3 times a day for weeks on end. I will say they have improved in 20 years, but some of them are still bad. I guess I just can eat anything.
Oh God.
After being in.
Chris, I give you kudos. I tried and it immediately came back up.
You look like you were gonna hurl.
It immediately came back up. Oh God.
I hate that consistency, dude.
It was so hard. It's
Yeah.
like when you bite into like the fat in like a piece of chicken or something,
Yeah.
like the griddle.
And I can't eat that.
Well, the last thing we have then is the grape drink.
Let's
Wanna
wash
it
this down with some grape drink.
Okay, give me a cup.
Here's
and we'll
3
ma-
cups. There's one. The water one is there.
Are we in agreement that was the worst thing so far?
That was awful. I mean, my eyes are watering like from vomit inducement.
I got it down, but
How did you, dude? I bit it, and then I got a potato hoping it was gonna help, and then immediately it was like that reflux, and it came right out.
you look like a kid.
Dude, it was awful.
That'll be a great visual.
That
on
would
the
be
show.
great.
Oh,
This may be the best review I've done yet.
oh God.
Ryan's right. You got to watch this episode.
My eyes are burning.
Now, I mean, when you're hungry, they're better, but
Tabasco
Oh.
blows my mind.
well, I
Wait, who do we missing? Oh,
don't know about this one, guys. The
is it working? Jesse's calling?
He was calling and screwed up my video.
Oh,
Asshole.
You fucker.
well, the great.
I'll get him on here.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we probably should safely pass.
The grape juice?
I don't know. It's got a weird bluish. I don't know. We're gonna dump. it
Come
in. See
on.
what
Let's
it-
try it.
Let's
I
go.
want to see what Jesse.
Oh, God.
It definitely is oxidized a little bit because it got a little hard, but
That's blueberry.
it does smell like
What's up, bro? We're eating turkey dinner,
sugar water purple.
bro. Bro, I literally almost just threw up.
Fuck you, Jesse.
Dude, it was awful. You lucked out. COVID. Ooh.
I got COVID.
Yeah.
You just ate Bill Clinton.
Did you?
Turkey, so.
Oh, God.
Where'd you go?
You got it done?
Oh, to CVS. Oh, dang.
Oh. Oof.
Dang, bro. I don't know why this isn't working. I was trying to put you on speaker.
Homie was like, am I recording?
Yeah.
Okay, I figured I was. So the freaking dude comes in. First off, urgent care is some bullshit. They're not urgent at all. I was there for 3.5 hours.
What?
But, yeah, bro, it was awful.
I'm going to say city.
But so I go in. I waited for like 45 minutes. Then they took me into the back room, like the little waiting room thing.
The back
and they
room,
left
huh?
me there for like over an hour. And then finally somebody comes in. She takes my blood pressure. And then she leaves. And then somebody comes in 40 minutes after that. And I'm like, all right, this is my test. And they were like, nope. They just checked my ears, checked my like back of my throat, and like took my breathing and shit. So then they left. And then another 20 minutes went by, and then finally this dude comes in to give me the COVID test, and he's like, well, we're just going to have to do like 10 little swabs around the outside of your nostril, which is what my friend said that he had to do. He's like, they don't even put it in the back of your nose.
No.
And then this dude took it, and he like twists it 10 times, but it was like he was screwing in a screw. Like it just got farther and farther up every single time until he hit my fucking brain.
They don't have to do that.
That sounds awful.
That's what my buddy just
So the
had
whole
it done.
time it stings like crazy, but then it also makes you want to sneeze. So I feel like I'm gonna like.
Is that what you did,
nail
Chris?
out of my face.
So well, I don't want to interrupt him. The first time that I did it, like they jammed it all the way up, like he's saying, and like we found out you don't have to do that. All you have to do is inside the nostril. It picks up
Yeah.
everything that's inside here. So now I do it. It just
he did that
tickles.
to both nostrils.
Dang, bro, you got played.
Yeah, they fucked up.
What do they
So
say
now
for
I'm kinda
turnaround
hoping that
time?
I do have it.
Jeez.
24 to 48 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
quick.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
Asterisks or what is it called?
Asterisk.
Disclaimer.
Oh.
Jesse is just having a precautionary COVID test. It's not no symptoms or
This is
anything.
true.
He's just being safe.
Well, if the urgent care asks, then I have cough, sore throat, and I have chills because
Okay.
they won't test you unless you have symptoms.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Allegedly, Jesse doesn't have. Any
Allegedly, I have multiple symptoms.
Likes
but,
Baker
I
that much.
came
He
into
wants to
contact
follow
with
him.
Some people.
symptoms. You trying to get on COVID, the COVID list with Baker? Is that what this is all
Yeah,
about?
man. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Jeez. Well, you lucked out as far as the food goes because Daniel's really
what is in
treating
the
us to
Thanksgiving dinner?
so
Turkey, gravy, nothing.
so dude, so we had a Cliff Bar per se.
It was
We
good.
had a vegetable cracker with peanut
It
butter.
was good.
We had some fermented peaches.
I liked it.
Oh God, that sounds awful.
We had something that looked similar to like a Tabalong Girl Scout cookie.
I liked it.
And then we're gonna have maybe grape drink right now. And then the main course is a
Grape drink, not grape juice.
no grape drink.
DRANK.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then
Military's fucking up, man. How
dude,
much are we spending on these? These things probably cost $200 a pop.
dude, the main course is literally a like a loaf of turkey
Ugh.
and then potatoes and gravy.
Ugh.
And we're eating at
That
room
sounds awful.
temperature, like not warmed up or nothing, just out of the
You didn't
bag.
put like the little. You didn't put the powder in the water in and heat it up.
Well, he's got the like microwave bag that you use. It's 21 years old or 20 years old, and we're in a confined space, so we opted to not use it and to eat
Or you
it.
should have did that shit. What's the worst thing that could happen?
We all get gassed,
It
poison
just,
gas.
yeah,
Oh.
you're not supposed to use
Oh.
them in a confined
Well,
space.
fuck.
Yeah,
I
so
think that's what would have happened.
and we did it, and we're doing it like they would anyways. And most of the time, Daniel said they don't cook them; they're on the run and they just eat it.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah, that sounds awful. I'm not a big fan of Thanksgiving dinner anyways because most people don't know how to cook, so I definitely don't trust the military to eat it.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
good stuff. Yeah, so
Well,
lucky
all right,
you.
well, you guys have fun. I'm heading home. I'm going to eat some chicken nuggets, and that's about it.
Look at you. Just rub it on in.
Fuck
Thanks.
you,
Yeah.
Jesse.
All right,
All right,
man.
later, guys.
Later.
Damn Steeler fan.
That is Jesse Young from Sports Illustrated, who could not join us. All right, so back to our regular scheduled program. So what's up with the grape drink? I kind of missed that. It's not good. It's not constituting.
No, it reconstitutes.
Did it?
So I'm gonna pass it over. You guys can.
Here, we got some cups.
I don't like that face.
Let's get some drinks served up here.
You're a damn
I
liar.
got some peanut butter whiskey, if that might help, or put some maybe LaCroix in it. Give it a little fizzy fizz.
Oh yeah.
I'm about to reach for my water here soon.
Little great vodka in there or something. You know.
Oh, God. Oh, okay. So here's what I say, Ryan. We've got to down this, the whole thing.
All right, shall I get?
Yeah.
I would just take a step.
Daniel's got the most.
All right, I'll go first as usual.
It's your show. I mean, it's your thing.
Your segment.
Oh, God.
It's not a bad smell.
It tastes fine.
Tastes like grape
A little
drink.
too much water, but you know, it's never. They give you specific measurements on these instructions as though you like carry measuring cups
It doesn't
around.
smell like grape drink.
It smells like cheap wine.
So this is I would
It's Kool-Aid.
compare it to like one of those Mio drinks or whatever, just the powdered grape flavor, and it's just mixed with water.
Mm.
This one came with coffee, right? But we're not having.
No,
Not a tea or hot cocoa or anything.
no.
All right, Chris, you want to cheers?
to our flailing health.
Yeah.
Oh, he downed it. Well,
I like it. That's Kool-Aid. I like it.
It's not bad.
I drank that growing up.
That's the best part. I could have used some of that when I had the fucking turkey.
Yeah, me too.
well, you can cleanse your palate with the final item. I've had plenty of this, so I'll give the 2 pieces to you. The Chiclet spearmint gum.
Ooh.
Now, there's a saying or kind of a thing that gum has a mild laxative effect.
Oh.
If you eat it, enough of it. And they say that is the case because the MREs do plug you up.
Is it supposed to be that way?
Yeah. But 1 piece isn't good. Like,
So, a green little chiclet.
I don't know. Gum after 21 years.
it's probably gonna be a little dry. You know.
Oh yeah,
I get the
that's
mint taste.
tasty. So that is $19.99
Yeah, it's just rough, just hard.
MRE turkey dinner. Menu item 19. Menu item 18.
18. Yep.
I got to be honest.
I'm
dude.
gonna be honest. If I was eating this out in the desert, I'd be fairly disappointed, and I'd probably quit my job in the military.
I would kick the turkey to the sand and I would eat the rest of it.
Now,
The rest of it, I was very satisfied with.
and that's how some of them are. You know, they're like chili mac.
That one,
Ooh.
that one I had with you, and that one was good.
Yeah, people go crazy for the
Mhm.
chili mac. Yeah,
Wonder how they do that.
Chili mac was good.
they made a buffalo chicken one but only for a year, and they got rid of it. But that one was pretty good.
Yeah, I remember having that one with you, and I was impressed with that. I think we did a Chinese one together.
Oh yeah, the Chinese army rations are.
The Lithuania one was nasty.
Yeah, they're a little weird.
No wonder they're so angry.
Oh yeah, the Chinese army stuff it's interesting. You can get on the channel and check that out if you want to see what that's.
Yeah,
about.
there's some, like, I'm just scrolling through here. Korean War era 1955 sea ration.
Oh, man.
Now that one
You try that?
we didn't try anything out of that.
Okay.
1977 MCI.
Yep, that's the sea ration. I did try some stuff out of that one.
Oh, this is melting.
Bro,
It's melting, dude. Like it's
Yeah.
actually sticking to my teeth.
you got to get on here and look at some of these. I'm just scrolling through, and they're sloppy joes, pork fried rice.
Oh yeah, the pork fried rice.
I mean, we're talking some interesting food.
What's the best and worst thing you've had from a ration?
Ew,
Well-
Cajun rice and beans.
Of the ones I guess I've reviewed, not ones I ate while I was in, I'd say probably one of the best ones was out of the Polish 24-hour ration. Those were like top quality.
What's that include?
Well, they have a different one of the. I'm trying to remember all of what was in it, but one thing I distinctly remember being pretty good was it was like a spinach and meatballs in a can, and
Oh,
that was
man.
actually pretty good.
Spinach and meatballs.
Yeah, that one it was very high quality stuff, you know. More like off the shelf kind of food than like this. But some of those rations also then have like a very short shelf life.
Yeah.
They're not meant for long-term storage like the U.S. rations are.
Did they ever come with cigarettes? Wasn't there a
Yes.
time where they used to come with cigarettes in
Up
them?
until
Oh my God.
1972.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Real cigarettes?
yeah, they came.
Actual-
Well, they had Pall Malls, Marlboros, Chesterfields. Oh yeah, back when
Pretty
smoking was
interesting.
more acceptable, they came with little 3-packs in them.
They're so sensitive though. Like I figured they'd break and
No, if you check out my Vietnam ration. I mean, I have to do several, but there's one in there. It's like a Vietnam mega review. You will get to see one of the little 3-packs of Pall Malls in there.
I'll have to check that
Yeah,
out.
it's pretty cool.
Yep.
Nice.
Yes. So what do you think best and worst of what we had?
Obviously
we know the worst.
Worst was the turkey loaf. The log is like a Yule log. It's just awful. I think I liked the the cracker and peanut butter the best.
Yep.
I think I liked not the first chocolate bar we had, but the second one.
Like Tabalong type one.
Yeah.
Oatmeal cookie.
Yeah.
That one was good because it didn't taste like it was 20 years old.
Those were both good, but like if I had to eat one thing out of there, the cracker was satisfying. It was good by itself.
Yep.
And then with the peanut butter, it wasn't awful. I'd probably trade my loaf off for somebody else's something. I don't know.
Times you gotta do some wheeling and dealing.
Dude. Yeah, I would definitely be mealing and dealing that loaf because that was just awful.
Any of those,
maybe some extra butt pay. What is it called? Butt ration?
A little butt ration.
Yeah, maybe trade it for some butt ration or something.
Any of the ones that have like the meat patty in it, like there's a beef patty, there was like a maple sausage patty.
So
they're all the same consistency.
So what's actually in that? So like this stuff is, I mean, it's edible to eat out of a bag. I mean, what's really in that turkey loaf?
You want me to read the
Let's hear what's in the turkey ingredient.
Okay, this is the ingredients on the box.
God.
Grilled turkey breast fillet, chunked and formed, turkey breast meat, water, salt, sodium phosphates. So it's basically like a hot dog.
Yeah.
Water, dehydrated potatoes, sodium, acid pyrophosphate. Bear with me on some of this.
Yeah.
Chicken broth, seasoning, maltodextrin, cream powder, sweet cream, non-fat milk, sodium caseinate, lecithin, BHT, flavor, hydrolyzed wheat gluten, lactic acid, autolyzed yeast extract.
Oh my God.
Bonito fish extract.
What the?
Whey.
It's got to keep the log together.
Monopotassium glutamate, dehydrated onion, spices, butter flavor, autolyzed yeast extract, caramel color, salt, extractives of turmeric, modified food starch, contains less than 2% of the following: onions, dehydrated turkey broth, enriched in bleached wheat flour, salt, onion powder, soluble celery, natural flavoring, and spice.
All of that in just the turkey and potato?
Yep, that was the ingredients list.
Good God. Does it give you the nutrition facts?
It does. So, and this was packaged by the Warwick Company in Cincinnati, Ohio, so it didn't travel very far.
That's cool.
I feel for them because they have to smell that shit all day long.
Can you imagine making this and like bagging it and everything?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, nutritional facts are serving of one per container, 230 calories, 6 grams of fat, 40 milligrams cholesterol, 1,000 milligrams of sodium.
Ooh.
Jesus. But mind you, do sweat and run a lot, so you
Yeah.
kind of need that salt. Total carbohydrates of 23 grams, 2 grams of fiber, 2 grams of sugar, and 20 grams of protein.
Good Lord.
Plenty of protein kind of surprises me.
Yeah, it's very dense. But yeah, you wouldn't want to eat these on a more sedentary lifestyle. That's for
Hell
sure.
no. It's like eating a TV dinner.
Yeah, pretty much.
Good God.
So how many of these do you get every month? Like you get them sent to you?
I just search on eBay and around and find them. This particular one came from a guy I work with. Found a sealed case from 1999 in his basement,
What?
and I was like,
How does
well,
it even happen?
he bought them years ago,
Oh, okay.
and he just was like going through stuff. And I told him, I said, well, I'll find you some new ones because you really don't want to like.
Yeah.
He does camping stuff. Eat these 20-year-old ones.
Hell no.
So, that's how that happened.
I can't imagine voluntarily eating one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've got
Like for like a YouTube channel or something, sure.
Mm.
But I can't imagine like going camping. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna pack this for my meal. Like,
They got Lunchables, dude.
yeah, right.
well, yeah, but I
I'm
mean,
sure a newer one
if you-
though.
yeah, and if you're gonna go on like an extended camping trip, they're shelf stable and such. so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got some other ones coming up. I got a 1991 tuna and noodles.
No.
A That's going to be a Gulf War video. I'm going to talk about some Gulf War
Tuna
history.
noodle casserole, 1991.
Yeah, I was 1 year.
You were 1 year old.
One.
I'll tell you this, I'm subscribing tonight.
I like tuna, but I mean not 30-year-old tuna.
I don't know. Yeah, it'll be interesting whether I try the actual main.
It's gonna be probably canned, right?
Oh no, it'll be in a pouch just like that.
Oh,
I gotta see that. When are you doing that one?
It's gonna be coming up here soon. That's next.
Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell on his YouTube so you know when the videos come out. I'm telling you, they're interesting. Like, so this is weird. Granted, it's my brother, so I support it. But even outside of that, like, I got hooked into these things because there's other guys that like Daniel watches and he'll link some of their channels and stuff. And man, I'll get sucked down the ration rabbit hole and I'll be watching hours of just freaking these videos because they're just so interesting.
Oh yeah.
And then like the history behind them too while they're doing them. But
that's what I think is cool.
Yeah, the history part is super cool. But man, you really do got to check the YouTube channel out. It's there's some really cool stuff on there to see. I like when you do the gun ones and the uniforms and really, really neat stuff. So very cool. Well, that was interesting.
Yep.
I think that's our most fun segment that we've done on the show today.
So
for sure. Like,
thank you for sharing everything minus the turkey.
Yeah. That was that was rather interesting. So again, we'll link all the info. We're gonna pause quickly, get cleaned up and stuff, and then we'll pick back up with you guys here in just a moment. All right, guys, we're back. We had to clean up shop. I had to try and quench this thirst and wash the nasty turkey loaf out of my mouth.
That smell of that bag, dude, when you bagged up all that shit.
It literally smelled like canned cat food, which is like one of the worst smells ever to me. So we're all cleaned up. Me and Chris are going to continue the show. Dan was just on for his segment. He works real early, so he had to get out of here and get home, and he has his farm, so he's got to tend to the goats and ducks and whatever. He's got lots of stuff going on over there. R&D Micro Farm, check them out. He sells the cottage goods and stuff. So like he mentioned, they just did some lotions, some goat's milk lotions. He does pie fillings and goat milk fudge, and they do farm fresh eggs and jams, lots of cool stuff. His wife is an amazing like baker, I guess. She makes really good pies and stuff using all their homemade stuff.
That's the woman you put a ring on right there.
Right? Yeah, he locked it in. So anyhow, me and Chris are going to finish up. We're going to go to locker room talk, and we'll keep on.
Swung on, line to deep left field. It is gone! 45-40, run, William, run! 20, 50. Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up to the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the...
This is locker room talk.
Are you going to be changing that, or are we keeping that?
I don't know. Like, it's such a perfect thing.
It is.
And he's not president anymore, so I don't know.
We have other former presidents saying stuff though.
So like, I don't mind. It's not like we support Trump. Like, that's why it's on here, but it's just like, it's locker room talk. So I don't know. Maybe we make our own. Either way, he's staying for now. We do have Bush, and we got Clinton or some other people on the show as well. Locker room talk minus Jesse Young. Again, he should have picked a better week to not be here because the Browns had a bye week. So it's not like I even had to like make fun of him today or anything.
Nope. They lost the bye week though. So
they did lose the bye week. But as far as me and Chris goes, so Chris, you're a big Notre Dame fan?
Yeah, huge.
Yeah. So Chris is a big Notre Dame fan. They played
Clemson,
the
number 1 team in the nation.
Wow. And they won.
Yeah. Now there's ties to this, obviously. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course I love Rudy. Jesse hates it. I love it.
Jesse's just a hater.
There are ties to it. Obviously, Lawrence, their star quarterback, he came down with COVID last week.
Yeah.
So he missed last week's game and this week's game.
Oh, so they won with a secondary?
Yeah. So that was a big coup to get that advantage for Notre Dame. They knew they had to win.
Wow.
Like, if they didn't win now, they're never going to beat Clemson.
Yeah.
But the backup kid, a freshman, I'm not even going to attempt to butcher his name. Threw over 420 yards, 4 touchdowns. So I was like, I don't think there's much Lawrence would have done besides that.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a big college football person. Like, I just never really got into it, but I knew that was a big game. Ohio State played and they won,
Rutgers,
right?
Yeah. They destroyed Rutgers.
Yeah. So, good weekend for college football, I guess, if you're into either of those two teams.
And the way it looks right now, as it stands, Notre Dame is number 2 and Ohio State's number 3. So if the season ended today, those two would play in the first round of the championship tournament.
Ohio State's number 3?
Yep.
Wow.
After 2-3 games.
Oh, so it is really early on. That's right.
For them, but everybody else has played 7. And they get number 3
because we weren't, the Big Ten wasn't playing, right?
Yeah.
Trump brought it back though. So
yes, he did.
Thanks, Trump.
Hero to everybody.
What a hero. They're 3-0.
Yeah.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
Nice. And then, so Browns had bye week, so they're out. Baker is on the reserve COVID list currently. He's out next week.
Yeah. So, well, they said right now it's up in the air. They don't know for sure that he has COVID. He's just on the precaution list right now.
Yeah.
They said they'll know, I think, tomorrow.
He went and got swabbed.
And if he gets it, he's welcome to come back to practice on Thursday. Either way, that's still a short week for him with practice.
Yeah.
So
because he can't do anything on facility until he gets his results.
Yeah. The good news is they get Nick Chubb back on Sunday.
Oh, nice.
That's a huge boost for their offense.
Where are they playing? Do you know?
Houston.
Okay.
Who's 2-6.
Well, they barely beat the Bengals, so it's not too much to say just because they're 2-6.
That's true.
They are 5-2, I think. Browns
5-3.
5-3.
Yep.
So they've got Baker out. He's coming back though, so that's good. Baker might be out. We'll see. I guess we find out tomorrow. When his test results come back. There was a big game between me and Chris's team.
Yes, there was.
Steelers, Cowboys. Okay, and look, we won, but it was an ugly win.
Yeah.
And I had anxiety the entire fucking game. We were losing the entire game until the 4th, right?
Until 2 minutes and 12 seconds left.
Big Ben status, man. That dude always finds a way in the end of the game somehow. But look, Steelers were 7-0 going to this game against the 2-6 Cowboys. They held us to our first 3 drives.
Yeah.
Like they held us to more than that, but like right off the rip, drive after drive, holding us nothing. No field goal, touchdown. You guys score 10 uncontested, 12 uncontested.
10 to start. And then you guys nailed the 7.
Yeah. And so, I mean, we won, but it was, as an undefeated team, it shouldn't have been as bad as it was. Like it was not a great game on our end anyways.
And I think like measuring it from, even an unbiased point, not even as a Cowboy fan, just watching the game, I think it part has to do with the Steelers weren't ready. They didn't execute as well as they could have.
Yeah.
And I think part of it is Dallas's defense actually showed up for once.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
I wasn't too impressed with the offense. Everybody was saying like, oh, the kid looks great and all that. I'm like, he looks okay. Toward the end of the game, he
4th string quarterback
passes.
Though. Yeah. You're talking 4th string quarterback against the best team in the NFL currently.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're throwing to the Lions, with that team.
Yeah.
I mean, there's team, they even did that stat on CBS. First time quarterbacks going against Pittsburgh are 0-7 in the NFL era.
Wow.
Yeah.
He held his own though. Like he didn't look bad for a 4th stringer. Like he didn't seem nervous. He seemed like he did pretty well. They had a pretty couple decent plays.
He moved the ball well, good composure in the pocket.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's better than Dalton or Ben DiNucci. That's for sure.
Yeah. It was not a bad game. Like Cowboys very easily could have won that game.
I think if Dak was in, we would have taken that game for sure. But I think, like credit to the Steelers. They continue to find ways to win.
Yeah.
What I think is impressive about this team is similar to Seattle in the NFC. They don't ever kill their opponents per se, except the Browns.
Yeah.
They don't ever kill their opponents. They just play above that level to beat them.
Yeah, just enough.
Yeah. And I think that's good because you don't waste too much. You don't want to give away too much momentum.
Yeah. You're not overworking yourself. I mean, and I was nervous there for a bit. I mean, Ben was pretty hurt. He was looking pretty injured. That knee, I mean, that tackle or his knee like bent weird.
Yeah.
He pushed through it. I mean, he's a big dude. He was injured last year. I was concerned. I'm like, great. We don't have anybody. Rudolph sucks.
He didn't look good.
He did not look good.
Yeah, he looked very I mean, you could tell they were trying to save him, like, just run the ball.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing with the Steelers, man, as I say it year after year, they need to start preparing for their future.
Yep.
And that position more than anything.
They need it. Ben's carried them for a long time, man.
Yeah.
They don't have anything. Rudolph is not the future of the Steelers.
No.
He's not.
No.
They need someone lined up. And they're not going to, the sad part is, because they're good, they're not going to get any kind of 1st round draft picks or anything.
Nobody elite. But I guess, Tom Brady got drafted 199. So
that's true.
It happens. You got your wide receiver for the future. Chase Claypool is a stud.
He's awesome.
I've watched him for 4 years. Yeah.
Because he was from Notre Dame.
Yep. Yeah. And he was that year that he graduated, he was in the top 3 receivers. He got nominated for, I think it's called the Billinkoff Award, like the
Okay.
best receivers in the country.
Yeah.
He lost, but he was in the top 3.
Dude's a beast, man.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with him. I think it was week 2 or 3. He had all them touchdowns. Yesterday, he played good yesterday. Once Ben got hurt, he was just rocketing them off.
Yeah.
Just to get him out so he wasn't getting hit. And man, they were connecting.
Juju
had a lot of connects with Ben.
Yeah.
I was impressed. I was happy, obviously, that we went on to 8-0. First time in franchise history for them.
And that's, 8-0 is impressive, but that's hard to believe for the Steelers because I consider, and you can quote me on this, the 70s Steelers, I've always said from 75 to 79 are the greatest team of all time. I've always said that. And to me, for one of those teams to not be 8-0, that's shocking.
Well, so they did say that they've won 8 consecutive games before.
Sure.
They've just never started the series or the season 8-0.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty tough feat. I think for any team.
Yeah.
It just worked out for them. Like I would not have thought that they were going to go 8-0. At this point, they better make the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
The rest of their season isn't that awful. Last game of the year is Browns, which is a win.
Baltimore does not look that impressive.
Baltimore has not been playing that great.
No. They skated by the Colts.
Yeah.
But they didn't blow it open until the fourth quarter.
I could see us ending 12-4.
Oh man,
I'm hoping better.
Yeah.
But, the very worst 12-4. So definitely playoff material. At this point, I don't know what the Browns. They're playing decent, but
sticking with 9-7.
Yeah, I had them 8-8. Jesse was 10-6, I think. So we'll see. Outside of that, not much going on with sports. Basketball's over.
Yeah.
Baseball's far from now. We're not going to baseball again.
Basketball did say this week though they're trying for a before Christmas Day start.
Yeah. Well, that's right. When's the next season going to start?
That's it should be starting now.
Right. Typically. It should already be started.
But they're trying for, the commissioner is trying for before Christmas Day, so that way, otherwise they would lose, I think he said $1.2 billion if they start after Christmas.
Just like from ad revenue and stuff.
Yeah, just everything.
So they're going to have a shortened season, right?
Yeah. If you go till your typical April, I think he said we're looking at 70 games. So it's not too bad compared to the 82. But yeah.
That's wild, man.
I'll tell you what, it keeps LeBron though a little healthier because
get right back in there.
10 less games.
Yeah. Less games. He's not such a big break in between. So he's not sitting around. The dude all he does is work out anyway. So
he's a cardio machine.
Yeah. He's always doing well. He's been ripping Trump.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I'll be honest though. The way Trump ripped him and the way at those rallies, all his fans were saying, LeBron sucks and all that.
Yeah, dude. He ain't got no chill. He's so pumped.
Yeah.
Someone posted something the other day about him and Obama are real tight. He calls Obama like it's like they're buddies. It's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Obama, as far as sports stars go, he was probably the most personable president in history.
Yeah. I liked Obama a lot.
I didn't mind. Yeah. The first term I voted for him. So yeah.
So that's really it. Steelers took a big COVID fine.
Yeah.
Tomlin and them both, $350,000 combined between the two of them. Tomlin was $100,000 and then $250 for the team for not wearing masks against the Titans.
Oh.
Which I don't understand how that even happens. No one said anything hey, you need to put your masks on.
Yeah. You should get a warning first.
I don't know. I don't remember paying attention to them not having masks on. I wonder if they didn't initially and then they had to and they still fined them. Or do not have them on the whole game? $350,000 is a lot of money, man.
It is for a coach's salary, especially.
$100,000 fine. So I wonder if he pays that or the Steelers just pay it. Do you think he actually pays that?
With the relationship they have, and the Rooneys are really good to their.
Yeah, they probably cover it.
I think they're the best management in sports. Yeah, they probably cover it.
Yeah, so $350,000 is a lot of dollars. Mm-hmm. But hey, it is what it is. Wear your masks, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's really it for sports. We can hit up Hollywood Report.
Yeah, we'll save the important stuff for last.
All right, let's do Hollywood.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm! Wait. Everybody calm down! No. News team, assemble!
Hollywood Report. What we got going on?
Well, an important case involving one of the world's favorite actors, Johnny Depp. recently dropped out of filming of the next Fantastic Beasts movie. He was urged by the studio to quit because of he lost a libel case in Britain to a newspaper who basically called him a wife beater. The newspaper won the case. They earned the right to call him that. Such a strange case.
It's super weird.
But they won. And now because that wife beater label is going to be associated with him everywhere, they figured just save themselves the PR nightmare and cut ties now.
Yeah, that's big though. Warner Brothers produces a lot of movies, man.
Pirates of the Caribbean is Johnny Depp.
Yeah, so that's done.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't make any more without him.
Yeah. I mean, and
you can't replace that character anyways. You could have Pirates of the Caribbean without Jack Sparrow, but what is Pirates of the Caribbean without Jack Sparrow?
You can't do it.
You
dude.
Can't.
I don't want to see that movie.
Yeah.
To me, it's strange because it kind of reminds me a lot of like, so you look at cases like the Kevin Spacey one obviously comes to mind.
Yeah.
How, you know, a tabloid or, you know, something from your past coming back to haunt you.
Yeah.
The thing with Johnny Depp is his fans are sticking with him because there's evidence of Amber Heard, his ex-wife. You know, there's recordings that, you know, she was very abusive mentally and physically toward him.
Yeah.
So they're making Depp out to be the victim. I think from everything I've been shown and everything I've listened to, I'm somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
I almost feel like they're both guilty.
Yeah.
I understand, like, as much as it pains me to say this, I get why a studio distances themselves from someone like that. You just want to avoid it. But to me, WB also owns Aquaman. So if you're going to keep them, which has Amber Heard in it, and you're not going to tell her to quit too, that's kind of, you know,
what's Universal's tie to Pirates of the Caribbean or Disney? Is Disney?
It's Disney's property.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's produced.
So I wonder if they do anything with it too. So like they've got the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and they have like I mean, they reimagine the show to have the pirate look like Johnny Depp.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm curious if they do anything because Warner Brothers pulls him. It's a big role too. I mean, he's a big actor.
He's huge. Yeah.
You know, and granted, I'm not saying, I mean, if he is guilty, I don't know. I don't know the extent of the case. I don't know all what he has actually been charged with. I know it's been several years now, this back and forth thing about this abusive relationship and stuff like that. Which I get disassociating yourself with. Like, you don't want to seem like you're supporting that, but
and
it's wild.
Let me make it clear. The big case has not been, you know, resolved yet.
Yeah.
The case between him and Amber Heard has not been resolved yet.
Yeah.
All
this is strictly this news company or
they've
whatever.
earned the right to call him a wife.
How do you earn the right to call someone a wife beater?
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever said. But like, yeah, that's so they based it on that. I guess their journalistic freedom is that they've earned the right to do that. Yeah. I think it's defamation of character.
That's what I was going to say. Like, if you haven't actually proven and he hasn't been charged, like actually charged with whatever assault or domestic violence or whatever, how do you earn that right? I mean, to the point now that it's affecting his career.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's his income.
I want to know how they won it, because at this point I feel like he could countersue for that defamation of character and income being threatened.
I'm sure
because
it was thrown in.
That's
I mean, it
crazy.
has to be. You can't just call somebody a wife beater and expect that nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What's your favorite Johnny Depp movie?
Oh my gosh, dude, that's tough. Wow. I mean, I go to Edward Scissorhands. Great one. Butcher of, what is it?
Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd. I really, he has such an eclectic amount of roles,
Most
man.
transformative actor of all time.
Really, he is. I mean, he's played so many characters. How do you? I don't think I can pick a favorite. That's tough. Tell you one of the creepiest roles he had was him as Willy Wonka.
Oh,
he was weird. He was a weird Wonka, man. Do you have a favorite role of his?
I've got two that stick out in mind. So like from an acting perspective, I think his role in Black Rain as that mob boss, terrifying, dude.
Yeah.
Like he was so on the point, and he was so menacing without going overboard.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Depp. He's very calculating in his acting. And then I like this little known movie with him and Christopher Walken starring called Nick of Time.
Ooh, I think I've seen that.
It's a thriller. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I have seen that.
He has like Johnny Depp has 24 hours to kill the president-elect.
Yeah.
And she's like talking at a mall or something, and otherwise his daughter is going to be dead.
I believe I've seen that. Let me see here really quick. I want to look up. So all filmography. So on IMDb, I pulled it up.
Oh God, there's gonna be hundreds of films.
93 as an actor. He's got 93 credits. That's crazy. Let's see. So Fantastic Beasts, obviously, which we know he's been knocked off, which he played Grindelwald.
I thought he played great, and I thought he was probably the best
liked
part of
him.
that second movie.
Yeah, I really liked him. Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean, obviously, huge franchise.
First three are really good.
Let's see what else. What I'm just thinking like big name ones off here. Trying to figure out like a favorite movie. He's got so many. He was in Lone Ranger, which I actually never saw.
I mean, he's good, but the movie's kind of dull.
The Rum Diary, is that good? Never saw it.
I don't think I saw the Rum Diary. That was before I reviewed films.
Really?
Yeah.
It is old, 2011.
Yeah, that was the first year I started, and I only reviewed like 30 films that year.
Alice in Wonderland, Public Enemies, Sweeney Todd.
Public Enemies. I forgot about him and Christian Bale.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
Finding Neverland.
That's a good one.
Secret Window. Once Upon a Time in Mexico. I really like that.
Oh, yeah.
I like that movie a lot. That's a good one. Blow.
Yeah.
That might be one of my favorite Johnny Depp movies.
Blow's a good pick.
I love Blow.
I haven't seen that in forever.
I think that's it for me. I forgot. Yeah. I'm going to give it Fear and Loathing, though.
Yeah.
Dude, he's got such crazy roles.
First time I saw Fear and Loathing, I hated it. And
really?
Then it took me like 2 and 3 times, and I'm like, I dig the hell out of this.
Dude, it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go. I think it's Blow for me.
Blow's a good pick. I can't argue with that.
Yeah,
I don't own that movie. Fuck.
Really?
I don't own
that's one I definitely own. I love it. I used to watch it all the time. It's such a good role for him.
Yeah.
He plays that very well. Yeah, so Johnny Depp.
Gilbert Grape.
Yes. Yeah. It's another good one. He's out with Warner Brothers. I don't know what the extent is, but for right now, I don't know how you replace him. Like, are they going to eliminate Grindelwald? Are they going to try and
recast him?
How?
They've already said Colin Farrell's the favorite to maybe take it over.
But he was already in the movie as a different person.
Yeah, I know. And that's the strange thing. It's that like fans are calling though if they want Colin Farrell as like the guy. I don't think they're going to have to
heavily decorate him in makeup and stuff because you can't cast someone
who's already been in
who's been in the movie as someone completely different, and then you want me to try and see them as a previous character, as another character.
That happens a lot in horror movies, and I hate that.
That's a bad move. I like Colin Farrell.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm okay with him playing the role had he not already been in it as Grave, I think is what his character's name was.
Yeah.
I don't like that move on their part.
I don't think it's a good role for him personally.
Yeah.
His registry and what he can show. He's a hell of an actor.
Oh yeah, big fan.
But like, I don't think that role's right for him.
That's so weird. They're talking about replacing him too. The other day, one of my good friends posted a picture of her husband, and I was like, dude, he looks like if Colin Farrell and Johnny Depp had a love child.
Oh my God.
He looks just like the both of them.
I can imagine he wasn't single for long.
No, right. He's a good looking guy.
Jesus.
I was like seriously, if you saw a picture, I'll have to show you after the show. Like, it's like the boxy face of Farrell, but then he's got the hair and stuff, like the swag of Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
He looks like he's related to both of them. But yeah, I don't know. That'll be interesting. Have you seen the Fantastic Beasts movies?
Yeah.
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 I like them both a lot.
I love like the first one I really enjoyed. The second one I was like, it's okay. It's definitely not the first one for me.
Yeah.
But I really love the first one.
Big fan of them.
Yeah.
Sad to see him leave that role. It's going to be interesting to see what this transcends into as far as other media and things go.
Well, and will other studios blacklist him too?
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, what's gonna happen then? I mean, the dude's got money. He could probably retire very happily, but I like him as an actor. Like, I would hate to not see him again. But
his daughter can do another Yoga Hosers movie and bring home the money.
There you go. Jeez. What else do we got for Hollywood Report?
Well, Mandalorian talk. The Mandalorian's back.
Yeah. So
have you gotten to watch any of season 2?
I'm very embarrassed to say that I have not watched it yet.
Okay.
I know I'm gonna love it because I like the show, but I just haven't got a chance to turn it on. So this week will be episode 3 already. Have you watched it?
Yeah, I've watched both episodes.
Yeah. How you liking it compared to season 1?
So part of what I enjoy about this show as a whole is that, like, as compared to Star Wars, when you think Star Wars, you think galaxies, you think immense, you know, this huge property, world building and all this. But with the Mandalorian, it's very intimate. It's very, localized. And especially with the season 2, right off the bat, you know, we're given this new town, we're showing these new characters coming into the forefront. And I enjoy it because not only does it build it builds more character for the Mando himself, but it also introduces a few involving Timothy Oliphant as this sheriff.
Is that Gus Fring?
Which is no, Timothy Oliphant is. Have you ever seen Justified? You'd know. Okay, so. Scream 2. He's Mickey, the killer.
Shoot. Oh, okay. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Okay.
So like, it's funny to see him as this other like sheriff, you know, he's played that in Justified. He's played it in this season of Fargo. It's kind of his gravy and grits.
I gotcha.
And like the action still solid. Yeah. I think the action is actually enhanced. It's gotten better this season in the first 2 episodes. The thing that's strange to me, and this is the one nagging problem that I've always had with the Mandalorian series, is we got a lot of fan service in the first episode.
Yeah.
We saw like, the Mandalorian's helmet had not the Mandalorian, Boba Fett's helmet had a bullet in it. That's a callback to the first Star Wars movie.
Right.
We saw, young Anakin's, whatever it was, fighter pilot jet.
Oh yeah.
We saw that in the first episode of the Mandalorian. So there's some fan service here that kind of is nagging, and it's kind of winks at you, from time to time.
Right.
But other than that, it's kind of cool in the second episode what they do with Baby Yoda's character.
Yeah.
He's like, so all this time you've been told that, he's cute and he's cuddly and all that, but his species, he's a predator.
Yeah.
So like, and in the second episode, you get evidence of that.
Okay.
I'm not going to say what happens, but
I need to watch it.
There's something that's played off for comedy, but when you think about it, you're like, Jesus, man. It's
he's
cool.
A little badass.
He is. He's a very badass.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, I got to check it out. The one thing, I was a big fan of season 1. I got to watch a refresher because I remember it ended with, I can't think of his acting name, but he played Gus Fring in Breaking Bad.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah, so it ends with him and they're barricaded in, right? That was like the ending of season 1.
Yeah.
So I need to kind of refresh to see where we're picking up. But the one thing that I didn't love, and it wasn't a deal breaker, but it was like there were like they were all like mini episodes.
Episodic.
Yeah, which wasn't awful, but it's just different. Like you can watch anyone at any time and you won't really miss anything. Whereas I just kind of wish it was more of a continued story, like a movie type thing, like it's like every episode is like a mini boss. Yeah. Like he's always fighting some kind of boss or something, So, and I don't really love that. It doesn't ruin the show for me, but it just kind of I feel like it takes away a little bit from where they could go with it.
There's a positive and a negative to that, and I agree wholeheartedly. The positive is that so you don't feel like you have to sit there and watch 8 episods in a row and all that. You could stop at one and go like, I'm not going to miss anything. I don't feel like I have to watch the next episode.
Yeah, exactly.
The negative to that is kind of what you were elaborating on. It's like it has trouble gaining momentum from episode to episode to where that, you don't want to watch the next episode. It's a little bit of a fault,
right?
Like you should be dying to watch the next episode.
I just like that continued, and they do continue on. Like they obviously bring stuff from each episode forward, but it's just doesn't have you sucked in as much as I would hope, because you can cut it off and watch whatever one you want. So
it's more continuance from the character perspective, not so much the story or the narrative. Yeah,
very true.
Yeah.
So I need to check that out, but we'll be on season 3 this week. So if you haven't checked it out, get your Disney Plus going. They plan. Here's the thing: they planned it so perfect. So I had signed up for Disney Plus because Mandalorian. I had set I put a reminder on my phone for when my 1 year ended because I got a year free.
Mine came up,
and it came up, and then literally 3 days later, Mandalorian season 2 came out. So I'm like, well, I guess I'm not freaking canceling it but they did actually extend it for free until February for some reason.
Oh, really?
So that's cool.
I wonder if is that like through a phone provider?
No, I just got like an email. It said from Apple TV that said, or from Disney Plus, it said you don't have to do, I don't know, they extended it or whatever. So, but yeah, so Mandalorian, check that out. We've got Stone Cold's got a show possibly coming out.
Yeah.
The Last Dance-ish type thing. The producers of The Last Dance are supposedly doing like one for him, which I think will be dope.
What I like about that decision in general is that, so as opposed to The Undertaker, who had a series like this right before he retired, a 5-part series on the WWE network, this is not WWE included. This is produced by outsiders.
Just cool.
So you're going to get a perspective that isn't always going to paint him as the idol, you know, he's sometimes portrayed as. And Steve Austin, as somebody who knows his past, you know, outside of the ring, he has got a lot of skeletons.
Oh yeah.
And if they come to light with this, especially in a cancel culture, it's going to be pretty risky.
Pretty bad for him.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited I'm a big fan of him.
Same.
So I think it'll be cool to have a documentary that was like The Last Dance about him, and in-depth, nitty-gritty, like you said, not painting the pretty picture always, like just like they did with Jordan. Like they didn't always make him look like the good guy.
Yeah.
In Last Dance, they made him out that people thought he was an asshole and stuff.
That's what I loved about it. It wasn't a fluff piece.
It wasn't a fairy tale. It was true. So I think Stone Cold one will be very cool. I don't know as much about his demons in his closet. So we'll see how that portrays. I don't want to see him in a light where I won't like him anymore. So we'll see how it plays out.
I'll wait for it to happen. I won't tell you what it is.
But I'm excited. I gotta imagine though, like, so they probably have to get his permission, right?
Yeah, for
so
sure.
I mean, he's got to know what they possibly could.
I think so. It's strange because like they said Jordan had final reign on his. He could decide what was in and what was out, and he still kept that stuff, which I think makes more of a man out of him than anything. Because you could make this a fluff piece about Jordan and why he's the greatest of all time and all that. And honestly, I wouldn't take it as seriously as I would.
Yeah. He told the real story, and I have a lot of respect because of that. So, and I think Stone Cold, especially at this point in his career and his life, he's matured a lot. He's an adult.
Yeah.
And I think in the way, because he has his own podcast and stuff, and I think he carries himself well. And I think he's probably man enough to own up to some of the stuff he had happen in his life. And we'll see. I mean, we'll see. I don't know how far along or what release times or anything we got. I've just seen going around that they're making one. So
it's still very in its infancy stages. Yeah.
Yeah. But it'd be cool to see. Big fan of his. One of the greatest of all time.
Speaking of one of the greatest of all time, television show hosts, I should say. We had a big one pass away this week. Alex Trebek died at the age of, what was it?
He was 80, I think.
80, yeah.
It's awful, man. Pancreatic cancer, I think.
And he was beating it too.
He was doing real well, but I mean, I think he ultimately knew. I mean, it was bad, and he kept real positive. He was still doing the show, like he wasn't taking time off. Was doing he said he wasn't going to let it change his life. He was going to fight through it and everything. And he was doing real well. And then, this was it Friday or Saturday, I think.
Saturday.
What a year.
Yeah.
Just what a year. Just one after another, man.
Did you hear what they're doing with the final episode that he hosted?
No.
So I guess it's going to air on Christmas, and there's like a touching tribute because everybody knew it was his last episode.
Yeah.
So I guess they showed a clip of it today on Facebook going around. One of the contestants wrote like he risked, I can't remember how much money he had. I think he had like $1,500 or something, and he risked it all but $5. And he put like, "We love you, Trebek," like "Don't go" or something like that. And like, that I'm gonna have to tune into that. And I'm not even a big Jeopardy fan.
Yeah, he's just an iconic person, Like, I mean, I actually really like Jeopardy. I would turn it on and just watch several episodes of it. More so just because I don't know. I like the knowledge.
Sure.
Like some of the stuff you would find out from there that you don't really know about or think about. And then like I liked his character. I thought he was an interesting guy. I'm not gonna say like I was a Jeopardy like super freak or anything, but I did like the show. So it's very sad to see.
Best Trebek movie is definitely White Men Can't Jump, where they show Jeopardy for a few scenes when Gloria goes on the show. And it's just crazy. I think the biggest impact of it is obviously going to be, we were kids when that show reached its fame, and to not see that familiar face.
I mean, it's like when Bob Barker left Price is Right. He didn't die, and that's why he left. But I mean, when he left and Drew Carey took over, it was never the same.
It wasn't the same
show. And I grew up like that was the best thing about Sick Day when I was young. It was like, oh, I get to watch Price is Right at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And that was the greatest thing ever. So yeah, it's definitely not going to be the same. It's very sad. Cancer is just an awful thing, and
fuck it.
Like at any time, man, you really just don't know. But yeah, so rest in peace, Alex Trebek. Go watch some Jeopardy. Watch some of the SNL Jeopardy skits, because they're some of the funniest, best things ever. There are some that don't age well now with his untimely passing, but the late Sean Connery, who we just talked about passing last week.
Oh my God, that's true.
Yeah. So Sean Connery last week, and then Trebek now, and they did some really funny SNL skits with the both of them.
Burt Reynolds, watch your ass.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right. Seriously.
Wow.
So yeah, if you haven't ever seen those, look them up. They're really funny. Some of them are pretty inappropriate, but
Very.
One of my favorite SNL skits of all time is the Jeopardy ones, and the Sean Connerys, and the one Tom Hanks one is so weird. I don't know why they make Tom Hanks so dumb.
I think it's just because he's known to be intelligent.
Yeah.
You know, so they want to play opposite.
It's so bad though. Like I hate seeing, like, that's one of my least favorite ones.
Who was he playing?
He was himself.
Okay.
Like he was just on as himself.
Tom Hanks just being an idiot.
And it was just like they would ask him stuff about himself, and he was just dumb. It was like, Tom Hanks, so yeah, Castaway. He's like, what's that? He's like, Wilson. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't think I ever saw that one.
Dude, he like plays this real dumb character of himself. It was really annoying.
I saw an episode. They did one, like a spoof one time, where it was Black Jeopardy on SNL.
Yeah.
And he was on there as some like hillbilly that you would think is like a Trump fan.
Yeah.
But he's actually like the most sentimental guy toward Black culture. And
I love it.
Yeah. So I have to say, like, probably the ones though with Connery and like Norm Macdonald as Burt Reynolds, those are my favorites.
Dude, they're so good. The one Tom Hanks one, Burt Reynolds is on, but he just like randomly shows up. And then they're going through like what you wagered, and then Burt Reynolds is there, and
your mother's a horse.
Yeah, something real funny like that. Or like Sean Connery's character, like you were supposed to wager something, and it was like a picture of him like pissing on. It was a picture of him like pissing on Trebek's corpse or something. Like, this is so awful.
Yeah.
But it was so funny. Those were the best things. There was a big SNL skit this past weekend, right?
Yeah.
I didn't see it. Did you catch it?
So yeah, I watched the whole episode. Are you referring to the Black characters getting fired?
I didn't see anything. I just know that with the presidency and stuff, they did it. All I saw was a brief clip, and I don't know if it was from this one. It was Jim Carrey as Biden or something.
Oh, that one. Okay, yeah.
Was that this past weekend?
That was the intro where he just come out and he won, and then he did the Ace Ventura line.
Loser.
Yeah. In every situation, there has to be a winner and a
They're so funny, dude. And he was dressed up real well.
Oh, he does a great Biden.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a huge Jim Carrey fan.
They've got him and Rudolph locked down for 4 years now because of this.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of sad not seeing Alec Baldwin do Trump, though.
I know.
Like, he did his goodbye this week too. That was part of the skit. Was he like Trump played the piano or something and talked basically about himself and all the great things he did.
So yeah, big SNL. And there was Chappelle Show.
Yeah, it was. Chappelle was the host.
Okay.
And it was a strange episode. They had the Foo Fighters as the musical guest, which loved it.
I love them. That's random.
Oh, their new song's great. Like oh my God. So it's like a blues kind of R&B kind of sound. But yeah, Chappelle was a strange host because he comes out and he does this long monologue for about 15 minutes and it's awesome. It's like a little stand-up, but it's more serious than anything else.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool. My problem with Chappelle hosting this one was he was only in 2 skits during the night.
Okay.
So as far as being a host goes, he wasn't much of a host.
He didn't play much of a part in it.
Yeah. There was one skit that I really enjoyed, and it was like I told you, the Black icon figures were getting fired. It was like Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben.
Oh, geez.
And then he played the Allstate guy.
Okay.
You're safe with Allstate. And he comes out with this voice box and all that, and it changes his voice to real deep. And he's dropped the N-bomb a couple of times in the skit. And I was like, dude, nobody's censoring this. They're just letting it go.
Chappelle, man.
Yeah.
He does what he wants.
Yeah, he does. He come out there with a cigarette to start the show. Everything, dude.
He's wild, dude. He's iconic though. Like, I mean,
and now Chappelle Show's on Netflix.
Is it really?
It just got added this week. And I noticed already there's one skit that got taken out.
Really?
Yeah. It's the, do you remember where he goes and visits the internet? Like it's an actual place.
I never really watched much Chappelle Show. I'd see like the clips here and there from like the best parts or people liked, but I never like really watched much of it like consistently or anything, but I've heard good things about it.
Oh, you should definitely check it out.
Yeah,
but
it's supposed to be real funny.
Ron Jeremy's in the skit, and that's why they took it out.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
He's in jail or something. Didn't he get in trouble?
That's
why.
Exactly it. Yeah. He like sexual assault on 14 people. Like there's 14 cases against him.
Yikes. Ron Jeremy, you can't do that, bud.
Yeah.
Just go to work. You don't have to assault anybody.
But that's all we got for Hollywood Report this week.
Yeah, that is everything, I guess.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll hit up Let's Get Social.
Okay.
It is July 20th, 1969, and man is about to land on the moon.
Freedom itself was attacked this morning by a faceless coward, and freedom will be defended.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
That's the way the news goes. Well, let's get social.
Let's.
Elephant in the room. We got a new president. President-elect.
Was that this week?
Joe Biden. Joseph Biden Esquire the Third Jr. is now the president of the United States. Supposedly. I don't know how long it's going to last. Number 45 is fighting it tooth and nail. He thinks that he's been cheated, stolen from. It's all a crock of crap. But Biden and Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
New rulers of the free world. Hey, I mean, I'm ready for some change. Hopefully we get some.
Can't be worse.
I'm not a huge Kamala fan. I don't dislike her, but I'm not a huge fan. But she made history. First woman vice president, potentially first woman president.
It's a big day for women.
Yeah, I mean, which is awesome. I mean, good for her. I don't have anything against a woman becoming president.
Me either. I wanted one this year.
I was gonna say I would have preferred some other ones, but so yeah, I mean that's pretty crazy stuff. So January 20th, 2021 is when his will officially start. That's the inauguration and everything. As of right now, Trump is the first president to not concede the election.
And not
by no surprise.
Biden. He didn't invite Biden either,
Nope.
Which is like even Obama did that for Trump.
Yep.
Like I remember the awkward meeting.
Even when they hated each other and they sat there
Yep.
face to face and it was super weird.
And I'd like to thank Obama for inviting me and all this. And I was like, dude, this
is going to be the first time in 4 years that any sports teams will visit the White House.
Yeah.
So there's that. Look, whatever, whoever you voted for at this point, it is what it is. We got to move forward and hopefully we get some positive from it. I look forward to see what Biden actually does. You know, at this point, all the talk is out the window. Now it's all about action.
Yeah.
You know, you can lie and say whatever you want. Not saying he did, but when you're campaigning and debating, you can say whatever you want to get the votes. But now is where the action comes in. So I'm really curious to see some of his stuff I'm not a fan of.
Yeah. There's a lot I don't agree with.
Yeah, some of his economical stuff. So my thing is, I think Trump was a lot stronger economically, and I think that Biden was a lot stronger humanitarily.
Yeah, that's fair.
So there's a lot of things that I think Biden will do well. There's some things that I'm worried about. You know, when it comes to like his energy bills and green plan and stuff like that, I don't think he has much lined up.
Yeah.
So we got to see what happens with that. But hey, we got a new president. It's 4 years. We'll get through it one way or another. Some people are really ecstatic. I'm on the fence. I didn't really love either of the two of them. So I'm not thrilled one way or another. I'm not saying like I wanted Trump to win and I would have been like overjoyed if he had won. I'm not happy either way.
Welcome to the world of independence.
Right. Yeah.
Every day is just Tuesday to us.
Right.
Yeah. To me, it's like, I'm going to tell Republicans, and I have been doing this on Facebook all over, is I'm going to tell them what I told Democrats 4 years ago. Give the guy a chance.
Right.
See where it goes.
Yep.
If he sucks, squash him.
Right.
Like,
Yep.
But right now, as of this moment, because we don't have Biden as president right now.
Yeah.
As of this moment, you don't know anything about him.
Right.
Whatever he did in the past does not account for right now.
Yep.
It's what he does in his 4 years.
The tough thing is going to be is the split between the House, like between him being he's a Democrat,
yeah,
and a Republic led for the most part majority Senate. And then you've got that in the Supreme Court. He's going to have a tough battle, you know, trying to fight through and push some things. I mean, hopefully they can act like adults and they can come to terms with things, and maybe not having Trump in there with the pressure, you know, with them being the same side, which maybe held things up more than it needed to. See what happens, you know.
I read an article the other day. The interesting thing is Biden and Mitch McConnell, who's the head of the Republican side of the House, they have a history of doing a lot of deals together.
Yeah.
Even more so than when Obama was in office.
Okay.
So I guess like from that perspective, they have a rich history. Maybe, you know, one side will bend at one point and the other side will go, well, remember what we did for you there.
Right.
Like,
which is what we need.
And they agree. Yeah. Like And to me, the way it is right now is like, so the Democrats are going to win majority of the House, but the Senate is going to be
it's gonna have to
Republican.
move to then,
yeah. So to me, and that Senate, like they barely won it. It's like by 2 or 3 seats. So all they have to do is convince a couple of Republicans. If
you convince 3-4 of them, you're good.
If they're decent people, like, we'll see. I think it's got a chance. It definitely has a better chance, I think, than when Trump was in office, just because, he angered Pelosi, he angered a lot of Democrats, and they were going to say, no matter what this guy says, I'm not approving it. That's why we don't have a second stimulus right now.
Pelosi is another one I'm not a big fan of.
I hate Nancy Pelosi.
So here's my one thing, and I guess me and Jesse weren't arguing it, but we were trying to figure out how it works. And I was initially under the impression that if God forbid something were to happen to Biden, obviously then Kamala moves up. And my impression was, the order of operations would be then that Pelosi would move up.
Yes, she's next.
But apparently the vice president would get to pick her vice president. So that's the order of operations.
Yes.
If the president goes out, the vice president goes in, and then she can choose her vice president. If something were to happen to both of them, it would go Pelosi into vice president automatically. So that, I know, because I was like, God, could you imagine?
We better Kamala pray for their health.
Kamala as president and then Pelosi as vice president. I would be very scared.
I'd rather have Kamala, and I hate her.
Yeah, right. So let's either way, let's just hope that Biden has a safe term, stays healthy. The last thing we need is a president to pass away in office midterm or something. That would just be our luck.
He would be 92 by the time if he served 8 years.
Bro.
92.
I don't think I think he'll serve as 4.
And then he'll hand it over to.
Yeah. I can't imagine trying to go another 4. I'm curious to see if Trump tries to rerun. I think I think Junior will. Over Trump. I don't think at that point he's going to. I think he'd be 76.
They were saying her or Ivanka, because Ivanka, I guess, has a nice following too, and because the fact that she's woman and Republican really haven't gone down that avenue.
It would be interesting. Hey, at this point, I guess let's get through these first 4.
Yeah.
And then we go from there. So, but that's big news. First president in a while to not do a 2-term back-to-back
since Bush senior.
So
and Biden got the most votes in history, 75 million votes as of right now.
I thought it was Trump that got the most. That's what his Twitter said.
He got the most for a Republican.
Dude, the
only problem was he was running against the guy who got the most.
I love that Twitter now has the thing where it says like immediately right underneath it'll say about what they're saying is not being like true.
Oh yeah, fact checking.
Yeah, so what does it say? So it'll says this claim about election fraud is disputed, and then there's a link you can click in and it'll take you to like further information about it.
They hate that.
It's under every single one of Trump's posts, basically. Yeah, man, it's wild.
Well, that's because the Democrats run that fact checking and blah blah blah, and they fact check Democrats too. Every time they post something that's false, you'll always see it underneath too.
Yeah. Pennsylvania prevented us from watching much of the ballot count. Unthinkable and illegal in this country. This claim about election fraud is disputed.
See, and like even his wife right now, the first lady, like she has talked to, I guess, a source or something. I saw this on, I think it was CNN. She has encouraged Donald to like finally accept it and just take it.
Here's the thing: just at this point, there's no sense in fighting it.
No, you're wasting taxpayer dollars on something that's not proven.
The scary part is, regardless if it was him or anybody else, is just these next 2 months. It's so weird to me. I guess if you're mature and you're an adult, it shouldn't really matter. But like, he's sitting there in office for the next 2 months, knowing that he lost, and it's like it seems damaging. Like there's a lot that could happen. Yeah, dangerous. A lot of things that could happen and go wrong in 2 months where you're still the sitting president. I mean, he's cleaning house. He's letting people go.
His 2 months here scares me more than his previous 4 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I mean, just at this point, retaliation, just saying, fuck it, I lost, well, screw all you, and just start.
Yeah. If I was Trump, I would, first of all, like on election night, I would come out and concede, because to me, Trump has already been, quoted by friends as saying like he didn't want to win the 2016 election to begin with. It was all a publicity stunt. And then when it came down to him and Hillary, he said, I'm going to smash her.
Yeah.
And he did. Yeah. And so to me, you know, you got his money, you've got his resources and all that. Dude, if I lose, I come out, I say congratulations to Biden. I say fuck you all, and then I go, I'm going on vacation.
Do whatever you want at this point.
Like I'm going to the Cayman Islands. I'm doing whatever I have to. Bye.
Dude's got money. He wasn't making any money as president. He was donating all of his salary. So it wasn't in it for money. At this point, like, dude, take the stress relief, walk away, and fucking go enjoy yourself, man. You're 72 some years old, whatever. You were the president. You could say you were the president of the United States.
Yeah.
Regardless, it doesn't matter. Like, you achieved that. Yeah. As much hate him or not, like, that's a big deal.
So this is also why, and I'm going to bring up something minuscule here. So like in the golf league, when I used to like defend my title and stuff, I would never talk shit before a match started. As far as my opponent goes, I would like, I'd say stuff to get in his head, but I would never say he sucks as a player. Cause then when he beats me, it's going to look even worse.
Right.
So this is what Trump did. He said for months that Biden was the worst candidate in history. And can you imagine if I lost to the worst candidate in history? Yeah. Well, it happened. And now you have to face that reality.
Yeah. He's got a lot of pride. That's his issue.
Yeah.
And that's with everything, you know, he never wants to be, he doesn't lose well.
No,
I guess is the thing.
He's a horrible loser,
you know, so, and I hate losing.
I do too.
I hate losing, but you know what? You concede and you move on from it. And at this point, like I said, man, he can do whatever he wants. Go freaking, he can live wherever he wants. He can do whatever he wants. You're free now. He still gets, I wonder what he'll do with his salary because you get paid your salary for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I wonder if he continues to donate it. Or if he sticks it to the man and he starts pocketing,
he's
going to pocket that
and
money.
He's got that right to,
$450,000 a year, man, for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Now he can start making money off his businesses again. Like he can, you know, whatever. At this, if I'm Trump, look, I was president. I'm not anymore. I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want. Move forward, live your life.
He's 72, dude. He's no spring daisy himself.
Yeah, but dude, he acts like it though. He's wild.
Yeah.
He's such a goober, man. That guy, he's just a goofy dude all around.
That Twitter that you were reading, dude, I've been reading that all day, and I'm just like, man,
he's wild.
Let it go, man.
Yeah. So yeah, the election happened. Votes are still rolling in. Things have been flip flopping. Yeah. One of the things I found interesting was an article about this voting app. So apparently there was some people in Utah, Sarasota Springs in the Utah Valley, they had to go to a family emergency and they had been meaning to like FedEx their ballots in or whatever, and they couldn't because they had to leave. So they called the Utah County Election Office and they had a contingency plan in place where they could go on. It's called Votes, VOATZ.
Okay.
And they actually voted via their phone.
Finally.
Yeah. So apparently it's available in several states. I don't know why this isn't a nationwide thing.
Get this shit going,
right?
Man. It's
like,
the easiest way to vote possible.
People always say it. Like, I never thought that was even a thing. I've always been saying that they should go to have an app available. This was the first time in so Votes has happened on like more local levels, but this was the first time in a presidential election. It has been used by the city of Denver and West Virginia. But anyways, like there's an app available. You can vote via your phone. They did it. Why don't more people know about it? Like that would make life so easy.
If you
don't have to worry about any of these mail-ins or voter fraud. I mean, okay, people are just gonna say, well, it got rigged and someone hacked the system. There's always going to be the naysayers, but you're not going to have
strongest security in the world.
You're not going to have to wait to hand count ballots. Click a button, the system tallies them up for you. You're good to go.
Yeah. Yeah. So with the 146 million people that have voted already, like,
which is sad because I think we have 350 million in the US.
Yeah.
So less than half.
But I guarantee you get this phone thing going and we'll get closer to that 350 million.
People are just lazy.
You got to think children. You got to think, you know.
I wonder how much of the 350 million are of legal age to vote.
Yeah. So like, I think you get closer to, you definitely hit 200.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Right. People are lazy. They don't want to go wait in line for 90 minutes to 2 hours to 3 hours to vote.
Even
people are skeptical about wanting to mail in.
Yeah.
Get an app out there.
Run by the government.
Yeah, they manage it. They have security on it.
Yep.
It's linked to your social.
Yep.
1 vote per social security number.
Yep.
You can check on the status of it yourself. So if you think something was fishy or whatever, bro, it needs to be a thing.
So the only thing that I would say is that, like, in addition to that social security number,
there should be extra authentication.
There has to be some kind of additional authentication.
Absolutely.
Because, so, like, say I can just go on there and type random numbers.
Yeah.
I'm bound to hit somebody's social once, you know, in a blue moon.
But I mean, as far as like the registration process, it's 1 time per social. Once you vote, that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously they need to have it. So you have to do other things just like you would when you file taxes or anything else, you know, security questions, birthday, where were you born, whatever, stuff like that. Something that's registered to your tax refund or like your tax return.
Yeah.
Maybe you have to enter a number off of your W-2 or something to like help identify.
That'd be fine.
You know, there's obviously got to be strict stipulations and criteria in place.
Yeah, because you can get lucky.
But I mean, come on, man. We can do everything on our phone. They
I
don't
agree.
have any issue accepting our money via an app when they want us to file our taxes. So making an app for voting just makes it too accessible. I think that's what scares them.
Yeah.
That anybody can vote, really.
Yeah. Could be.
You know.
And that's cool though. And like when we got the notes we always get every week, you know, leading up to the show, I didn't even want to look anything up on that. I wanted to see what you were bringing to the table on that, because that's what you and I talked about a few episodes ago. That was the wish.
Yep.
Like that's the best way to do it, especially now with a COVID world. Like an app would be perfect.
Yep. I stumbled across it. I was just scrolling through Apple News and I saw it was like one of the main headlines. So I just quickly just read through it or whatever. And I'm like, it's doable. There's already an app for it.
Yeah.
But why does nobody know what that is?
Maybe they're experimenting with it there.
Yeah.
And then they're going to see on a bigger picture.
I was just trying to quickly find it, but I couldn't again. But when I was reading through it, it was like 5 or 6 states that have used it so far.
See how it goes.
But yeah, let's see. Maybe by the next election, they'll have access to it more widespread, because I really genuinely think that would boost numbers. I think more people,
totally,
you know, everyone has access at that point.
You could do it at work, dude. You could do it anywhere.
The process has got to be super quick.
Yeah. On your,
I mean, they had a picture of it, like the app, and so it says you download it, verify your device, click verification status, and verify your identity. Access ballot, make selections, and vote. But there was like screen grabs of it, and it shows like mayor, 1 of 3 mayor vote for 1, 2 city council member, 3 proposition 1. You can vote like on different propositions or whatever.
Probably explains everything.
And
there
it's
too.
and it says proposition 1, dogs on leashes. The city shall require that all dogs in public areas be on a leash at all times. Yes, for, or no against. Click your radio button, hit submit.
That's easy to understand. It's simple,
right.
Yeah.
It has explanations of what it is. It tells you exactly what vote for 1 mayor, city council member, vote for 2. Like, come on, man.
I'm for it.
I'm all for it.
I say get it going.
It would make life so much easier. And the sad part is, I mean, a lot of it's just that people are lazy. You know, something that's at your fingertips, people will click that and vote all day long. You ain't missing it. I think you're going to get close to 100% votes for people that are able to at that point.
Yeah, I think so too. And to me, it just seems safer than mailing it in, because there's so many things that can go wrong.
Anything, and not even necessarily just it being fraud. Like things just happen.
Falls off a truck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Things happen, man. I've lost mail. I've got damaged mail, like inclement weather, you know, busy season, you know, and maybe it just doesn't get to you in time, or it doesn't get to you at all. Shit happens.
Or maybe they throw it on your porch.
They throw it on my porch and let it sit in the rain all day. Someone steals it, you know.
It's peak season, you know.
Right. During peak season, you never know what's going to happen to your ballot. So this would just be safer. I don't know. I'm all for it. I think it's something that they should really look to implement. So I don't think we have much more than that. It was a fun show.
Yeah.
I really like the MREs.
Except
I didn't like the turkey loaf, but it was a cool thing. I think it was like an interactive guest like that. I think that was fun, more so than just our like telling a story.
I want to see his museum of stuff.
Oh man, it is so cool. Yeah, you guys got to make sure you check out Military History Presentations on Facebook. Lots of pictures on there. You'll see. I mean, I'm talking. He's got full uniforms, head to toe.
Wow.
Including all the accessories that go with them. So flak jackets. He's got like World War I, World War II radios. He's got guns from period era, bayonets, freaking grenades, the cooking utensils, the cooking ware. Like, I mean, I'm talking, you could go and you could look at, all right, this is Vietnam U.S. military section. He'll have like news articles from Vietnam, and then like that whole section on the wall, maybe let's say it's a 3-foot wide section for that military era, floor to ceiling, and it'll be everything there is Vietnam. And you'll have anything from the guns to the uniforms to the boots to the helmets that they would have worn to what their full uniform is, news articles that go with it. He has like the Star of David from World War, like from the Holocaust and stuff like that. I mean, it's cool. We absolutely go over there sometime and check it out.
You wonder the guy that wore all that stuff, like who was this guy?
And that's the thing. A lot of them it has their names like inside, like in like, where they have their name written in like Sharpie on the inside and stuff. He's got ones with name tapes still on them. Like some of them he's bought in from like surplus stores, but then a lot of them are worn, like actual from people. He's had people donate ones from their family members. It is really, really cool stuff though. Books and things to review that kind of go along with each, war or whatever. He'll have a book that you can kind of look through to see about what you're wearing or whatever. It's cool stuff. If you're into any kind of history or military stuff, highly recommend checking him out. Extremely knowledgeable, like you and Jesse are to sports. That's how he is to anything military, man. Like he'll be doing these videos, just rattling stuff off, like just off his head. And he's always been that way. He's always been super into that stuff. Like he said, like 4th, 5th grade. I honestly think it might've been even earlier than that. Like he was young when he started collecting.
That's one thing I got from him talking tonight is that he's very confident in what he conveys. So like I saw very little struggle in remembering these, facts that are decades old. I mean,
you can literally just rattle them off.
Yeah. And then like, it was no problem. Like we were just talking about what we had for lunch, or something like that. Yeah. I mean, he's very confident. He's very well-versed and very articulate too.
Absolutely. So yeah, check him out. Check out his other MRE videos. You can even, I think a lot of them, he shares links where you can buy them. So if you want to try one yourself, you can go on his videos and he'll tell you where to get one at if you'd like to try one. Do so. Otherwise, thanks for listening. The usual: share, subscribe, like. Make sure you're following us on the proper sites. Whatever your favorite podcast site is, subscribe. It'll automatically tell you when a new episode's out. Hit the bell, like, subscribe on YouTube. So when we release the new videos, you can watch them. Our Facebook is cluttered full of lots of stuff other than just the episodes. So sometimes things get lost on there. So it's good to be on multiple pages if you can. And we do appreciate you sharing. We're just about 5,000 listens or downloads or whatever, however it works, which may not be a lot to some, but hey, I like it. And we're growing consistently. Our likes are coming in, or our listens are coming in or quicker than they had been. So appreciate everybody that is tuned in. Me and Chris are signing off. We'll catch you on the next one. To all of our veterans, thank you for your service. Happy Veterans Day. Appreciate you guys. And that's all for this week. Later.